Sweatshop, abundance in the fullest, ain't no time for a rest stop. Much to do but staying present in my head stock. Playing your game, sure to twist me like a dreadlock. Get to know the name, we elevated just like red rocks. Grounded all the same, roots embedded in the bedrock. Yeah. Gotta keep your energy flowing. So get your ass up off the floor. In time you develop a knowing that there is no limit when your conscious is soar. Relentless, non-stop shock, your senses manifested. So I put it in a sense. It's around, but you see life through a square lens. Hard to be magic men, walking with blind friends. We took this job to get this world unlocked. We were told it's an end game, but it's really a game stop. Face these fears, then we rise from the dead. The price of freedom, the symphony, you can die instead.
When you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more eternal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Ice Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless.
When you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination.
Did it start over?
No, we're back. We're live.
Oh.
Hey, what is up, everyone? It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme. It's been a while. Shouldn't have left you without that dope beat to step two.
It's been a while for
Step
me.
two. I'm joined by my ethereal translator and co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone. It's been a long time. Better?
Yeah, we'll do it like this.
Okay.
Hopefully we sound good tonight. If you could see, Paul is rocking the new microphone. I'm rocking the old one because I didn't want to break the old shit out. Just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Things are changing. Things are changing everywhere. And I felt compelled this evening after having a wonderful dinner.
That was a nice quick dinner, right?
It was nice and quick. You got to get up on this bad boy.
No.
So it's going to project right in. You got to project right into it.
Okay.
Oh God, I got to talk into this thing. It's good to see your face.
It's good to see your face.
I love you.
I love you too.
We took a little bit of a break. A lot happening in this world. And I'm just going to set it off just by letting you know I get triggered pretty easily still. And I'm tired of getting triggered. I'm tired of it. Just tired of it. I know you're tired of hearing me get triggered. Although you get triggered on stuff too.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
I'm an animal. I know.
We each have our, we all have our things. All the different things that drive us absolutely nuts. Right? And shout outs to everyone that's here with us tonight. Thank you so much. Shout outs to the FearLess family. What's up, everyone? It's
Say
good to
hey,
see
Dylan,
you too.
Joe.
Hey guys, what's going on? We got Dawn. We got the Golden Lantern up in here tonight. Illuminate. I love it. I love it. It is good to see you too. Yeah, so in the last month and a half, so much has gone on, and I talk about this, and we've talked about this relentlessly over the years, that we have to like live through the experience to be the example, to be the experience, to talk about the experience. You have to actually go out and have these experiences and then kind of like give yourself a chance to get a clue what's going on after these experiences. You give yourself a little time, your body makes some adjustments, your mind makes new adjustments, and then suddenly you feel new again, fresh again, able to speak again. It was hard. It's been hard for me. It's never been hard like this.
It's been hard.
I don't think they can hear you if you shake your head.
I have had more tantrums and breakdowns in the last 2 months than I think I did in the last year or year and a half. It's been very heavy and very emotional.
It has been a little heavy
the last couple of months. It's been a little rough. Good things have happened. Funny things have happened, but serious shit is going on all around us, and it's like it's just taking all that in and dealing with it.
Like there were nights where I just sat here and thought to myself, you know, how do I explain this? Does anyone need me? And then,
what do you mean, does anyone need you?
These are the thoughts that I would have sitting here.
I need you.
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant in the outside of the hub, right? Like if I go live right now, am I saving a life? If I go live right now, is it really going to help you ascend faster, better, quicker? Are you going to do the work harder, better, more if I don't get out there and give you a promotion tonight? I don't know. I started questioning the whole thing, the whole cycle. Do you even need me for this? Because it's obvious with everything, and I'm not taking shots at anyone out there, but it's obvious that people are not, they're completely losing their shit and just doing what the fuck they want.
But I think everyone across the board is feeling like that. Like, what did you say? There were planets lining up yesterday or today?
Yeah, we have this planetary alignment that doesn't show up for very, very long periods of time. And then
what is like 12? What did you say? 12,000 years or something like that?
Oh my God, this shit's so strong tonight. That's so good. Yeah, it's a planetary alignment that doesn't come around for so many years, and then that energy plus the solstice portal plus. I mean, we
oh yeah, it's just
full moons, strawberry moons, hunter's moons. You start to when you work backwards from tonight with your mind mentally, you're gonna notice that we've been on like a booster rocket that has been nonstop. There's been no breaks, even with the weather.
Yeah, it's really hot. It's really cold.
The other day it was freezing, and then it was 90 degrees today.
I know.
And I got we were out in the sun for a little while, and then had to come in and black out. Right?
Naps. Yeah.
Big time nap though, like 3-hour hard.
Was it really that long?
Yeah, it was 7 o'clock.
I don't know. I don't even
know.
No,
it was 5. It was 6 o'clock, but that's still 3 hours.
I guess it was 3 hours. I didn't even really know. I have no.
How many people have been just blacking out in their chair on the sofa or whatever? Just like, I need this is going to be done right now.
Oh my God.
I can't continue.
Look, I am very good at maintaining a schedule, getting things that I have to get done within a certain amount of time. Della, I miss your face too. I'm pretty good at keeping everything in order. And this last week really hit me. And everything is like completely upside down.
Okay, so 15 minutes of sun feels like sun in Mexico. If anybody's been to Cancun.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it felt like today.
My favorite.
But you will burn.
One of my favorites. I know.
I didn't burn, but what do you call it? Sun-kissed?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I am sun-kissed today. Again, this has been going on. So, yeah, when we go outside, I'll stare up at the sun. I'll literally make like I'm grounding. I'm just standing there looking directly at the sun. I mean, it's obvious what I'm doing. If somebody was looking in the yard, they'd be like, dude, staring at the sun. But mentally, I'm setting it all up and seeing the whole process we talked about from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We know not to just eyeball the sun, like open eyes like this, especially when the sun's going down and it's really bright, and you'll really screw your eyes up. But then after a little while, in other words, a couple of weeks of doing this, couple of months, depends who you are, it doesn't hurt anymore. It just doesn't. It's like you absorb. Okay, that's it. And then it's like your meter is full. We do this all the time. We'll go out, we'll have something to drink, we'll talk, maybe we'll be smoking a little, and then we'll just go, okay, and then back inside. Mm-hmm. And then I'll say to myself, yeah, we did it all day, but why are we, okay, now back in. We obviously going to have to go back out in 2 minutes. But I think that timer is going off because I felt it. See, I'm still feeling it. Each time I felt more powerful, and then no energy. It was like it got sucked out of me.
That's what happened to me when you were in the shower. I didn't even realize I fell asleep on the couch.
I know. I woke up. I didn't know who I was. I looked over and you weren't there. And I said, where am I?
That's what I did. Where am I? What happened?
What happened in my life?
Yeah.
Why are there cats here? Who are you?
No,
shit. Paul was in the other room. Like it had to come back to me.
I said the same thing.
That's why I just jumped into bed with you. I ran inside and I just jumped in. I was like, I got to make sure everything's okay. 5
minutes of quiet together. 2 single people, no kids. 5 minutes of quiet. It was glorious. And I took all 5.
You got to listen.
Crazy shit's been going
on.
I'm
wondering what the hell would we do if we were working? Like, I'm really
It was
I'm becoming
really,
way more compassionate towards people.
it was really hard because when I was working full time the first couple of years, and even in this apartment, I mean, it was really hard because you don't sleep. So it was hard for me because when I got home from work, Frank was so happy to see me because he hasn't seen me all day. And, you know, I have a small window of time to get what I have to get done before I have to go to work the next day and hang out. And it was hard. It was very hard, but everything got done on time and when it was supposed to because there was no time to fool around. And then when I stopped working, that was the hardest part was, you know, not before when I was taking care of my aunt, because I was leaving the house every day like I was going to work anyway, because I was with her. So I was leaving the house. I was there before 9 o'clock. But when I really stopped, it was hard. It was like, it's not a race to get everything done. You can pace yourself.
Yeah, there's no more racing.
Yeah,
we catch ourselves
and
doing it.
I'm pretty good, but we got Frank and I don't know if anyone I don't know if you mentioned this to anyone about the bird.
I haven't talked to anyone about anything except Nick Zervos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and of course, shout outs to Sons of the Sun, KG.
So 4 weeks ago, we're having coffee. We had just poured coffee because it was my first cup. And it sounded like an infant was in the backyard. And so Frank and I immediately go running out. And to make a long story short, there was another bird in the yard. There's 6 cats around it trying to get this bird. The bird runs through the fence. So now the bird is in the neighbor's yard. The cats are following. We have to run around the block, go through the neighbor's yard, Mike's yard.
Pure anarchy at first thing in the morning.
Hey, this is before coffee. So Frank has a bucket and he just tells the bird, get in the bucket. The bird gets in the bucket.
I took the ayahuasca bucket outside and I said, I don't know what to do. There's way too many cats. They're being so aggressive.
It was so.
I threw it down. I said, bird, get in the fucking bucket. I don't know what to do. And the bird just beep, 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 went right in.
Yeah.
Picked it up, ran in the house.
Yeah. So the same story. We get everything together. We get food together. We get, we give it medicine because Frank had just watched a YouTube video the day before and he said,
I'm like, why do the birds always die?
Yeah.
Why are they always dying after I nurse them back to health?
He tells me the day before, hey, you know, it's not the scratch or the bite from the cat. It's the infection.
It's the piercing of the skin. Yeah, they get an infection no matter what.
If you give them antibiotics,
they'll
live. So now I have antibiotics. So now I dilute it down and then dilute it down and then do it a third time because now I don't want to kill this bird. I mean, I gave it the tiniest drop, diluted with water and then diluted again. And this bird looks wonderful, right? She's eating.
She totally nurses back to health.
We make her a makeshift home because now we think, you know, we check her wings. Now we're thinking, okay, maybe it's just a sprain or, you know, maybe she's just scared. We're going to get better and get her on out. Right. And no, she doesn't want to go. And
her wing fixed. And then we realized she was just premature a little bit out of the nest. So we put her on her finger. She wasn't a premature bird.
Like, we think she just fell out of the nest
a little early.
She was fine.
She was
fed
just little.
By her, she was little.
So I put her on my finger, went up, held her up to the sky. Okay, fly away. Nope. We tried. Get off my finger. Get fuck out of here. Right? Nothing. Couldn't. And I was like, man, this is weird. I had some moments where we were sitting right here. And I asked the bird, I was like, who are you? Who the hell are you supposed to be? Which character are you in here? And the bird jumped off me and went and landed on Luna's ashes and hung out right there and wouldn't get off the ashes. It's like in a heart thing that's up on one of the shelves here, and then was flapping around and then jumped up. And I took pictures. I sent them to Josh. It was the funniest thing. I was like, dude, you got to see what's happening in my house right now. The bird just jumped on Luna's ashes and now is in front of the Law of One book
Oh yeah,
and just posing.
and pecking at it.
Yeah, like I was like,
posing.
so I took all these pictures. I took like 10 pictures of the
Jesus.
bird here, and I'm like, man, this is really, really weird. But is it really?
Oh yeah, the bird was on your head.
Yeah, the bird was all over the place.
We gave it a bath. It was fine. I gave it a bath. The bird jumped in the towel. Let me dry him with the towel. Okay, we're gonna give it a day, and she'll get strong enough. And a day turned into a week, and then it was clearing all the cats out, closing all the windows, and then letting her fly around the apartment. And then it went to, okay, well, the bathroom will be hers. We're going to designate the bathroom as hers. And then it was, I'm even embarrassed to say it, Paula bought a birdhouse. And
it looked like one out of the Looney Tunes cartoons.
And put it in the bathroom. So now the bird has the entire bathroom and a birdhouse to each. Poops everywhere.
She got better with that as it went. As she got
Oh yeah,
more, she got more mature. She
got very
only like
comfortable.
pooped in these other areas.
Yeah, in the
what-
designated areas.
I
where we
watched
had
her
the
doing it. I
beds.
was like, are you just shitting
And
right
she's a
there?
good
Like I was
girl.
bugging out.
Yep, she pooped in that one
So she
spot.
stopped pooping on me. There was like a moment. There's a moment. We had it for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, she shit all over me, and then
3 weeks.
the last few days,
third week, she becomes she
like housebroken. I was like, this bird does not want to go.
So now,
and you can't just let her go.
We have
because she was deathly afraid. We brought her to the door, and she flew all the way back into the bathroom.
Now we're letting her fly around in the house with all the windows open, and she won't leave. So now, the night before, she passed on. We rescued her on a Wednesday, and she passed on a Wednesday. So the night before, I am sitting down and I'm by myself, and I have resolved that Frank and I now have a bird.
And this is like a Bronx.
It's a sparrow.
Sparrow. So
now we have a bird who will be living in our bathroom for an undetermined amount of time. And
I think when Joe came, he went in the bathroom.
And the bird, yeah, we had to tell him,
like,
be careful with the bird.
Crush the bird.
3 weeks, right? So now the Tuesday before she is no longer with us.
Let's just say
I say
you cannot have mistakes or accidents in a house full of cats.
This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. We're gonna have a bird. Stop fighting it. And I order her some more stuff for the bird cage on Amazon, and I get her special dried fruit mix and all this stuff. And then Wednesday morning, I come out of the bathroom. Now I have closed that door correctly every day for 3 weeks, all day and all night. And Wednesday, I must not have closed the door all the way. And Oscar ran in and he killed her. He grabbed her, and then there was a fight. He grabbed her, and then poor Frank is sleeping.
I woke up to a murder situation. It was horrifying.
Under the bed.
He was dragging the bird everywhere. I was like, he has no fucking teeth.
Almost threw the bed across the room. Now he's behind the couch. I am moving furniture like I am the Hulk. I grabbed him. I grabbed the bird. She's still alive. This bird is kicking. We give her medicine.
Her leg was broke. 4 hours. She survived.
4 hours.
And we sat with her.
We sat with this bird.
And then she just went over.
Frank and I are like,
holy fuck. Again.
What is why do these things why? And then that's when you started having the conversation with the entities in the room, and they were like, you asked for this, Paula.
All right, so
okay,
there's caveats to this story, because that's
caveat.
the story, and I don't want to just we were playing with birds and cats
no,
for
it's
3
more
weeks.
than that. So we rescued this bird.
There's a whole
and
spiritual thing that goes on to this.
As soon as I resigned to the fact that no matter how difficult this is going to be for me, we're keeping this bird. If this is what we have to do, we'll keep this bird. What am I going to do? our cats that tried to kill it. What am I going to do? So now the funny thing is all the cats are in the yard looking at us like, oh, you got a bird? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, we caught the business from everyone.
No.
And I'm like, you did this.
We did not get a bird. You gained a sister because you didn't do your jobs.
Yeah.
And she's still alive. We did not get a bird. You all have a sister. And
I'm like, it's not sporting if the bird just falls out of the nest.
now, meanwhile,
Like, let's not
we
be
have
stupid
the window open
characters,
in the
but
bathroom.
I'm talking to cats.
And we have a double screen just in case so no one can get to her from the outside.
And she's pecking through the screen to
But
get out one side because her family's on the other side.
Right, but she doesn't want to leave.
And the cats are trying to pick through the screen from the other side.
So now we have her, it's like prison. We have her in a double screen. So now no one can get in and she can't get out, right? But you could still see out and the window's open so she can breathe and look out the window.
Yeah.
Otherwise she's just in a bathroom. So
The poor cats
are
killed two birds.
hanging on the bathroom window and all you could see is eyes. They're on the ledge and all you see is eyes and ears when you walk into the bathroom, and then they lower down so you don't know they're there, but you could see them there.
They do the pull up.
Yeah. And this bird knows this.
And the bird's sitting there like,
and this bird knows for 3 weeks, every time you open the bathroom, you have to be like a lion tamer to get in.
I've had a SWAT cats.
Yes, kick,
with
push.
full,
Yes.
like, get out of the way.
Still, this
Nothing.
bird
They go
does
nuts.
not want to leave. And so we are confused. Why would an animal, who knows, these animals were the animals that tried to kill you, but this
Now,
bird
mind
does
you,
not want to leave.
So in 3 weeks' time, I spent more time with this bird than I have with my mother.
Like, she even went on your mother's finger. We had company.
Yeah,
Rich
my
and
mother
Laura
came
were
here.
here. They were going in. She was on Laura's finger. Every time Laura goes into the bathroom, you know, the bird's jumping on her and tweeting at her.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. It's crazy.
So I was in the shower, found out songs she likes.
Oh my God,
that-
they're singing in the shower together. Frank is singing in the shower.
Like
the
at
bird
first she
is
was
singing.
scared, and then she like
Because I could hear it from out here.
I did the twist in the night away, right? So I'm like, come on, let's sing like an old song. And then as soon as she heard the rhythm, it has like a different rhythm than new music or rock and roll. Like you got to play like acoustic stuff because birds, I think obviously
she's
just hearing
a
it 10
sparrow.
times louder.
Who would have
As soon
known?
as the beat started going dun 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 dun, she jumped on the rail and started going
I know
like this, and I'm like, oh, I'm in a music video right now. It was the
singing
craziest
also.
fucking thing.
She was taking her little baths. I gave her a little bowl, and when I would put it on the on the ledge, and she'd take a bath in it. And
well, I want to throw a caveat to everyone. So there's this thing that happens, and we've talked about this, multiple bird rescues, but it was reiterated to me, and Paul and I sat and discussed it. It was almost like it was channeled. It's not even channeled. I see them in the room. They walk right in the fucking room with us.
That's
and I'm like, hey, your guides are here and your people are standing right next to me and right next to you.
That's where
and they're screaming answers that are knowing I can hear. So
right, that's where I was going with this. So after this bird comes in on a Wednesday. We rescue her on a Wednesday. She stays here 3 weeks and dies on a Wednesday. So now I'm sitting on the couch completely confused because now, first of all, I don't understand why she would be in harm's way. Like she wanted
Barry, I'm going to come back to your question in a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna get over that. She wanted to be here, and she knew that these cats were just dying to get to her, but she still wanted to be here. And then once I decided in my heart, okay, she's part of the family now, we're gonna make exceptions. We're gonna figure this out. Then she dies, and it's Oscar, my cat, my animal, who killed my last bird, Coco, before I met Frank.
Hey, Lex.
Kills his bird. So now I'm sitting on the couch and I'm saying to Frank, why is this happening to me? How did I ask for this? Like, did I ask for this? And an entity says, yes, you did. And
And then goes
And
back to the fucking
goes
moment.
back to the moment and says exactly what I said. And I said, Frank and I were talking, and he said it. And the way Frank repeated it was just the way I said
I
it.
looked at him. He was big. He was the whole seal, like to the ceiling, because he would bend over to talk, but he was wearing the robe, of course. And then he dialed into you.
I know
And
that.
said it like you.
I know that.
Showed me when.
So now
it was right there. What is
her
exact rewind? I was like, oh,
and
that
I
could have
remember
been
I
useful
said it exactly.
in some arguments.
When the last bird that we rescued died, I said, can't we have an experience where one lives,
Yeah, can we get but we didn't know that they were when no matter what pierces the bird,
right,
if anything gets in it from the cat, the bird will die within 3 days.
But that's the comment I
that.
made randomly. We were having a conversation about all these weird animals because we have 2 cats now that come. They're twins. It took us weeks to find
Murray
out.
and Murphy.
Murray and Murphy. We didn't know they were twins, but this actually
we thought it was one cat,
cat,
and then we're like, "What the hell's happening to this cat?" And then they both showed up together, and I went, "Oh, they're twins."
So, like, a lot of weird shit has been happening here, and this being now. See, I have a sense of humor too, so now I'm not freaked out that this being is in my living room talking to Frank and basically giving me shit because I asked for it. And I was like, and I gave it right back. I was like, I asked for a lot of other things too. That's the one thing you wanted to give me, like to have a life experience. Thank you.
Well, here was the thing.
Oh, so then I say, Frank, ask the being what his name is. So Frank asks, and the being is trying to explain that where they come from, they don't have names like
Phil and Roger and shit.
Phil, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. Now, because he
was like, no name. I'm not.
But because I'm grief riddled, like just like hyperventilating, like wanting to understand, like, what the fuck did I do this last 3 weeks of my life spent living in that fucking bathroom and trying to get this bird better so she'll go fly away and live a normal life. Okay. You know, it was like having an infant here. We were cooking. Frank was feeding her. I mean,
okay. So point to this whole thing is, okay,
the entity tells me you asked for it. So I said, really? And then when he said he didn't have a name, every time then he was chiming in. And I said, oh, the entity that shall remain nameless.
The nameless.
And then he was giving it back. And now it's the 3 of us. Or
no, there was more. There was way more.
There's me, Frank, and these entities having a conversation, and they're giving me shit.
They were giving her shit. And I'm like, how come you're so close? My conversation was completely different.
So yeah. How come you?
I was like, you guys are really close. You're like standing on the floor with me, and they're like, "What do you mean we're standing on the floor with you?" And I go, "You're usually on a step higher. Usually have been as high as most high, whatever you want to call that, like looking in at me as if I'm in a science experiment in the bubble." And you're like, "Hey, guy, I could look right at you, yeah." And then you walk away. Next time I saw you, you're in the room with me. But you're up here floating like and stuff. Now you just walked. It was like, and they're like, oh no, you're here. There's this thing with the kingdom of heaven, they call it, right? The kingdom of heaven is here, but you're not gonna see it. You're not gonna be aware of it, but it's here. It's already, it's like the overlay has come, but you haven't unlocked. So it's here already. So we're here now. We told you, we showed you every level, every step of the way, the entire time. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is finally happening. Because I kind of having my own reasons to go through stuff again. So they were explaining, okay, so the bird comes out of the nest and drops. This was like a hypothetical, but I'm going to assume this is what really happened. He's like, the bird falls out of the nest as being attacked, immediately being attacked. The bird is going to die because it's being attacked. You chose to come outside and do something about it.
Yes.
Okay, that was your choice to interfere with the nature of things. Okay, now
Yes.
as a creator, you're allowed to do this. It's your free will. Okay, the moment you stepped in and saved the creature, the other consciousness, because you're inside of a hologram and that's the program of nature, yo, like another conscious being that's trying to get to you, talk to you, be with you, a family member, another animal that passed, friends, whatever, have the opportunity at that moment to step into said creatures. So, all right, you interfered, but now you have the bird, and now the bird's acting like a human
Like a
or
baby,
something
yeah.
weird, or like the bird's acting like a higher form of animal that wants to be family, or instantly like, oh, I'm singing with Frank, I'm watching, the bird loved when I scrolled on the screen. It didn't fucking matter what it was. She would just peck the screen, sit there with me, look at me, shit on something, come back over, stare at the screen, like waiting for me. If it didn't move, it would like she'd get agitated. So the bird's name was Lieutenant Lady J. Hopper. Right? So they're telling me another consciousness during any moment like that with any beings, even people that hit their heads real hard or have car accidents and fall down steps, and then all of a sudden when the person's like being cared for, let's just say it's you, right? So now I'm taking care of you, and then my grandfather wants to come through, or grandmother.
Oh yeah.
During those moments of lucidness, they're easily slipping in and out to they're doing that for me. That the bird was for us.
That could have been Luna.
It could have been Luna.
We asked who she was,
so we can have like,
gave us
because
an answer.
I played with this bird. I pet the bird like crazy.
Oh, we were kissing her and hugging her.
That bird is more spoiled than anyone. So anyway, I mean, we would hand feed her all kinds of bird stuff, but I was doing spaghettis at first.
The first day
we didn't have anything. We didn't know what to do. We made some
beans.
spaghetti and then some beans, and then she would gobble that fucking spaghetti, but didn't know how to do it. So then I would use my finger and go, right, and then she started going. She was pecking the floor with her mouth open, and I go, no. And so for those watching, I was making the pinching, and then she started doing it. My problem was, I was like, okay, it'll tilt your head back, because she kept picking it up and dropping it. I'm like, yo, who is this in here? This is too fucking weird. So they're like, we're not going to tell you who it is. We're going to tell you that any moment that you do that with any animal, and it could also happen with humans, they were explaining across the board, you'll find this immediate kinship, but that's someone on the outside of the hologram stepping into now. It could even be you doing it to you, right? Like me and Reggie. Like Reggie's a piece of me, right? So it's there so I can learn to love more, right? So I'm not alone. So you can have that. Like, it's just all of these things wrapped into one. But you're in a hologram, so you can do that. But there's the beings right on the outside trying to access you that will not do certain things, but can do other things in these moments. And I'm like, oh, powerful, because they start to, okay, what's the deal with, is it in the fucking DNA? Or when Reggie came here, she knew the whole house. What was that all about? Like,
she still goes to the same spots Squeak went to.
Exactly the same stuff. So,
and she sleeps in the same area on the bed, and she
does very similar stuff.
Similar things.
So it's like a higher advanced form of one of your other animals that is no longer here.
We don't find that hard to believe.
It's not hard to believe.
People find it hard to believe, so they don't want to believe it, because it's hard to believe, instead of just saying, oh, okay.
Because there's other moments where it doesn't occur and you'll go to help an animal and it'll bite you and kill you maybe, or it'll just won't let you help it.
Oh, that the little fucker, Shadow.
Yeah,
He scratches me all the.
I was
not
getting
anymore
food for
now.
this cat, right? I had it like this and I was sideways with him, but there's like a mosquito netting up over.
Yeah.
But I wasn't near him yet. So I was like a foot away and I turned to go give it to him and he whacked me twice and the second one hooked me. And I just looked at him like, first I was like, oh, and then I went, I am highly impressed with the speed of these fucking animals. That was crazy. And then the pain rushed. It hurt so much. He caught me on the knuckle, on the splint, like
got me too.
And I'm like, that's never gonna heal. It's gonna take like a month to heal. And it did. I got scars all over me. But he looked at me like, fuck you. Like nah, but I said he's scared. But he was in the pocket with me. He didn't jump away like, aha, I'm gonna leave. He whacked me and was like, now serve that.
He's hungry too. He's a little dick.
I go, I didn't even come near you, bro.
It's one of the cats we feed. It's not ours.
So
we haven't neutered it.
It is what it is in this universe, and the way it's being presented on your path and on your journey. So it's up to you to be aware of this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm finding it really difficult to get back into the.
So just let's just talk.
The shoddy explanation and the quick rant, because honestly, I'm caked up with stuff. I went through multiple Aya sessions with people that I'd like to talk about some of that stuff tonight.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying like what was talked about. I talked about some of the stuff in the group, but I feel like we revisit in the cycle of life all the different things, and then it revisits to see how you act in that situation again.
But that was the point.
Like me and you getting our first times together again.
But that entity, the one who
shall remain nameless.
So
great. Right there. I can't wait for this.
It. And
you were screaming about a dog.
And
then I said, shut the fuck up.
I know.
And then who shows it? Dakota showed up in the conversation.
So
and I was like,
realized
whoa.
that I have to be very careful because we can manifest, and I forget that.
It's happening fast now.
It's still the abundance closet. I don't understand how it happens, but anything you need, you'll find in that closet. The shelf came down and everything, Frank fixed it.
I just stuck it right back.
I make a mess. He yelled at me one day so bad. He was like, I don't understand.
Every time.
But I'm short and I can only use one arm and I can't reach anything. And
this is what it's like to have someone with a disability.
Oh
use the disability as a fucking lightsaber.
Yeah, that's what I
you.
do. I use my disability as a lightsaber.
But that one arm can press a car.
He got breakfast and dinner tonight. He should shut the fuck up right now.
I've learned how to those pancakes and
blueberry pancakes.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. In all this nonsense, we're just playing.
Use my disability like a lightsaber.
That was funny. I thought that was a good joke.
Yeah, that's funny.
You're not the only one allowed to be funny. See, she's like, you funnier than me? I'll beat you when we're off camera.
No.
That's what she says during the commercial breaks.
Don't be there.
So listen, really, during these times, these down times, we've been learning to reevaluate, readjust, learn how to make do with less, more expenses.
Oh, please.
Well, it's the same expenses. It's just everything costs more.
Crazy. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, we're not there yet, so we're not going to get but we know what everybody's in inflation
I told you,
right now.
I must have had about 6 or 7 tantrums, and I am not emotional. He brings the drama. You want drama, he brings it. He'll just go on and rant. He 45 minutes of him screaming at everyone on Facebook. I suffered silence. I don't say a word, but I was just coming out this whole month, June. I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till the month is over because I've never been so emotional in my entire life. So
I'm going to take what you're talking about and then what Luminate is talking about here, right? They give you the same situations again, right? But it's a little crazy or a little different. Okay, but you're upgraded.
I handled it like a pro.
Yes, this is what I was getting at.
Like a pro.
You go through it And then you do it again, except this time it didn't affect you. It didn't make you angry. Kind of maybe you made it through like a zombie, or maybe you muscled through it. And then we're like, bro, I got this. This is no problem. Why are we replaying this loop? And then something else occurs and it's almost overwhelming, but you handle it. And the timelines collapse. All the timelines where you were doing all the shit, failing and fucking up and almost getting it right and whatever else is attached to that timeline with that timeline collapses into you as a singularity, thus not having to create the loop anymore. You break out of that loop. Now that cycle is gone, and you'll start witnessing. You would know immediately if it came back up later, like say it every year or so during a certain time, it's a certain way.
Today is my father's anniversary. He's gone 20 years. This is the first year he's gone 20 years. That is such a long time he's been gone. And this is the first year I wasn't completely wrecked. Wasn't completely wrecked. Because tomorrow I'll feel great. Because then I don't have to think about it until almost a year.
Okay, so
that's how it
he's
is.
Screaming behind me.
Go ahead, let it
Frank
in.
just said loop and cycle. Get it? He's making the point.
Yeah, but
say no, that's a great cycle to break. You break. That's an ancestral DNA thing. There's a happiness coming because he's here along with grandpa and grandma and every other grandma and grandpa part that I didn't even meet yet. Oh, they're still coming, and they're pushing. As these timelines collapse and you heal your ancestors, you don't do the thing your dad did, or his dad did, or his wife did down the line. That was great grandmother, where they fucked up. Those cycles and loops are coming here into your life, but because it's you, it's us. And when you close that cycle, you get stupid powerful, crazy powerful. You get more polar coming online with his assistance at 100% of spiritual, as much as a being can give you from that level. Like I am on your shoulder. I'm going to give you everything I can from here. Now it is up to you to do the things we never could. And that blesses the cycle. I don't want to use the word bless, but it charges the cycle positively backwards and forwards. It closes all those loops, because those loops have been repeating since the beginning. And we're learning. So that's how many times they loop out and cycle out. So you noticed it's a 20 year. Mm-hmm. We're in 2022. It's all twos and zeros, like ones and zeros and shit. Like it's all coming to be. All of it coming to pass. All the level ups occurring. I heard Marciniak say 100 amazing things, and then she said something that really bothered me, and then she explained it, and it didn't bother me because I've been getting triggered.
Yeah,
everything has been triggering me, and I've been stepping back.
I've been trying to put laundry away for 3 days.
I noticed some of mine was mixed in there too.
I have. Now I'm living like I'm in a frat house.
There's no room here no more.
Plastic bag, and it's like, just put your fucking laundry away, and it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't.
Oh, it's just not gonna happen.
And then an attack starts, and then Frank brought me a bag of M&Ms yesterday, and I said, this morning I said I apologize, but this was an emergency, and you couldn't have one. And
the bag looked like it was so empty and flat, like something you would have found outside
Frank,
after the car runs over it a few times.
I haven't had dessert, because I don't want to bake, and when we go for our walks, we never run into Mr. Softy ever, except the last time. Frank didn't even have $1.
No, and you know what bothered me?
You know what bothered me?
I had the money in my pocket.
Too.
And I threw it right here.
Me too. I put it on the dresser.
And I said, no, I don't want to carry nothing with me tonight. I gotta fucking take the keys as it is. I want to just stay like me and you.
I know. And then roll.
We walked right up to the truck.
I just think, and of course I'm looking at Frank like he's the worst person in the world.
Listen.
And then I had a
out
tantrum.
with weights on our hands. If we would have went and got like frosty softies, I told you we would look like two fat messes. Just
I don't care.
I do.
I don't mind being the fat kid. I don't.
I'm tired of being the fat
all
kid.
right. Okay.
See, I did it already though.
Me too.
I don't trust those trucks. It's got to be wrapped ice cream, right?
I know, but we could get a fudgy wudgy or a strawberry shortcake. Or
I like the old wrestling bars. Nothing tastes the same because they changed the fucking
whatever.
formula.
We'll never know because we didn't have
poison.
any.
They've been poisoning us for
how
years.
many summers has it been? Jesus Christ, Frank. I can't.
So listen, when these timelines collapse and shit, this is the kind of stuff that goes on.
Yeah, you see.
Straight up. It's hard to have these discussions and then everything else.
You ruin everything. No.
Like there's this part of me that wants to explain to everyone that we're at a point where the spiritual world and the real physical world is about to just go floomp. So there's not a separation. So you're not going to need to do certain things to access certain things and to do certain. But
just going to be there.
It's just going to be there. However, you have to get. If you were the video game, and life isn't the video game, it's you. Whatever your name is, whoever you are, that's the game you're playing, and you haven't unlocked yet. Because it brings me to what I wrote for the show tonight. What? Oh, sorry about that.
No,
you owe me.
me.
What are we searching for now? I've been watching some videos. I've been watching more comic book videos and spiritual stuff or whatever, and some crazy other shit. But I'm not searching anymore. It's here, and I don't mean it like it's got to play out now. We got to just live life and become creative and unleash, or else you're just going to be sitting there like this.
I know.
What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? And you can't do that. You got to be in the now moment. It's like no matter how much you think you're ascending by watching videos, you're not doing anything actually. Your information and your no experience. No matter how much you think you're experienced by listening to someone say it, you have no experience with it. Like reading it in a book and having no idea.
Andrew's like, I got a baby watermelon. It's like this tiny. I'm hoping and praying.
And here's my point. She's talking about the baby watermelon. We wanted to prove that we could grow a fucking watermelon in the Bronx. And we got watermelons growing in the other room. We got the first baby.
One in the tent because we're testing out to see.
Oh, this is what I mean. You have to science you, but live you. So the game is you. So you have to unlock. The videos get you what? Okay, so what are you searching for? Videos. What are the videos saying? UFOs are real. ETs are real.
Okay.
Reptilians are real. The Illuminatis is real.
I wonder if the one who shall remain nameless has
the one who shall remain nameless is real. Like, okay, we get it. Now, how are you supposed to go have the experience with these things if you're busy now just only doing that? Because I caught without talking and just going regular for a month and a quarter, month and a half. I didn't go regular. I built a business with Kevin. Kevin and I are officially a music label. We're a music label. SOS Media LLC, Sons of the Suns Media LLC, right? So it was presented to us, the opportunity. We took it. He's been studying up on the new way the music business has been, so we get a better jump on all the social medias and stuff. And we're literally making everything you would think from top to bottom that you would need if you were your own music label. And I know it's like, well, and I'm like, no, the spiritual shit's still there, but I have to let my beast out. I got to let my creativity out. I came to create, not just talk. Yeah, I do ayahuasca and this and that and everything, but that's not helping me doing ayahuasca with you. And that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything from you. That's me working with you. But I got to do stuff for me. But my point is you got to do for you. This is what I'm getting at. I'm not putting anyone down because I caught myself doing it. Mm-hmm. And I said, but I know all this shit already. I'm hearing it for the 5,000th time from another mouth. And I go, so what? Like, All right.
I know. I'm
Here's
in a
the point.
downward spiral too. I feel
It's
it.
not a downward spiral. It's a spiral. This is what it is. It's a spiral to the real world. This is the singularity. We're numbing because we're about to create contact with the whole thing.
I hope so, because this is like,
All right. Visually, if we step back, is it not? Okay. I'm just saying.
it is.
Okay. See, there's really no problem. We're just in a little house, a little apartment. We're tired of it. And the bill, that fucking electric bill,
Forget it.
we didn't even use that much electricity. It was fucking 300 and change. I'm like, what? I haven't done a show. I'm not blasting. We got a TV. The thing was on the air condition a few times to cool the place down. Nothing like crazy. I'm like, wait a second. We barely even use lights most of the time. We got fairy lights in the fucking
this is
house.
Inflation. We can't fight this.
I got a fucking LED light.
This is a fight that we can't fight. You know.
All right. Yeah. You see, we got to just live through this stuff.
I mean, what are you gonna do? We're gonna sit in the dark.
What up, Zervos? I love your face, kid. So I see it like this. We're in a matrix, but each person is in your own, inside your own flesh suit, create your own universe, your own. That's why you have fractals and you have infinite timelines just as well as I do. Okay, so you have to play the game and collapse these things. You have to get in the game and do, I don't know what it is, but I know when I do creative stuff or when I, when it helps me a lot, I'm going to be honest with you. You ready?
When I'm out of the house and you get to
No, I was going to, hey, Reg. When we have our morning coffee talks, and coffee and a blunt,
before,
and we cover everything, right? When Biden fell off the bike, we were laughing. I go, he fell off a fucking bike.
I'm just very concerned.
Who, Biden? She knew who I was talking, because it was just like,
Alexa, you didn't hear anything.
No, Alexa, you could all go fuck yourselves.
Shut up.
I'm coming to get every one of you.
Delete.
Spiritually.
Shut up.
So it's like we have to reset and reassign ourselves to say, what the fuck do you want in this world? What do you want? Why are you here? Why am I here? What am I doing? I know I'm helping this way, but that's not all I'm about. Geez, like I could go to a comic book convention and talk for 6 days, right? Like I have this whole other thing that's going on. And I've been questioning it mentally, but if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here doing this with you.
Please, I just want to move already. I can't.
She's done. She's had it. So I keep saying to myself, just be thankful, be grateful, be thankful. So the other night, we had the door open. Hold on, this is scary. This door was open and somebody was watching me from the door. So I was laying like this,
No way.
I sleep with the mask on, with the headset.
Why did you have that door open?
We had the door open with the fan on, so we didn't have to have the air condition on. So it was just blasting. Remember, I pointed it at you.
Was locked,
yeah, the front door was locked.
Okay.
Here's my point. Every scenario in my head started going crazy, and I told you the other night I felt like I was being attacked because they kept doing the same thing to me over, and then I heard the laugh, and I stopped everything, and I said, all right, I had that thought 60 times. And then I said, soon as I questioned it, they were like, I heard other voices go off. Ha ha ha. And I was like, oh, that's it. I give up. I'm not playing the game.
Yeah.
They're in the room with me. I can't. So I was getting terrified laying there. And then I was saying stuff to myself like, because it was hot in there. And then I said, and I don't know, I'm 47 years old. Do you guys feel this? Like, that there's some place in the house you feel like someone's watching you, and no matter how powerful you think you are. Can I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got to be on the mic if you're going to interrupt me.
Sorry.
Okay, so I have, and I'm using here's the classic fucking example. I'm using the half blankie. I call it a fucking blankie because in this house,
that's the nappy blanket. Yeah.
Right here, it's nice and cool. You go over there, 100 fucking degrees, right? But when the wind starts coming in, whatever gets a little cool, so I'm like, give me that half blanket. It doesn't cover my feet, but it does if I pick my knees up. Okay, my feet were sticking out facing the fucking thing, and I had the headphones on, and I can hear noise because
I'm like, the fuck, I live in the Bronx. The fucking window's open. There's 3 layers to the window. Raccoons came in the other day. What if somebody just comes in the house? And I'm like, I don't normally think like this.
Right.
This was like a crazy. And then I just stopped and pulled it off, and I looked, and I said, okay, obviously the door's open. You're looking right at me in the portal door. And I closed my eyes, and I laid back down, and I went into the whole, okay, Anubis, could you come keep an eye on me? And he was like, yeah, well, I'm right here. I go take a look at the door. He goes, oh, all right, there is someone there. So he's standing at the door. So he's like, I'm here. Okay.
Do you know I felt someone when I was on the couch?
I had to tell me. I started going, I am protection. I am love. I am light. None of that shit fucking worked. You know what worked? I am. I said, nah, I am. This is just, and it stopped. And they were like, there you go. Stop saying all the things you are and just say one thing and be it all.
Yep.
That's the problem with you fucking humans. You're having the human experience, and you're like, well, I want to be this, but I don't want to be that. They're like your source, you're everything. You are that. Get over it. You'll be more in your power if you just get over it. So I'm like, yeah, you got a fucking point, but I didn't know what to say. So internally, they were saying all these fucking things like, Galactic Federation, if you mind taking a fucking tractor beam to this motherfucker's head and sucking him up into space with you fucking weirdos outside the hologram in the bubble in the fucking whatever we're on right now in the middle. They're like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
I've been doing that too with scary movies, right?
Well, we've been watching scary movies lately.
I'm trying to get over it.
It's been fun though. We watched It, and it was frightening.
We watched something else too.
No, it was the big one. The 1 and 2.
Okay.
He fucking eats the kid, and we were like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ in space.
We're not going to talk about it.
No, but I had said during that movie, I would break that clown. I've been seeing and have seen some of the most frightening things in my life, and I've said, wow, that you're really good at that. Is that for me? You're gonna have to try harder for me. And they would literally say, that's all I got. That's the best. And I go, oh, if that's your best, it's not enough. Go back and try again. Oh, wait, we don't let you leave. And then we transmute them immediately. That's the old trick they do to us, right? No. We'll let one go and let you live and tell all your friends. And you turn around, you start running, they jump you. No, we were going to let this guy leave. What are you doing? It's like, oh, we wanted to get his hopes up. Get him into fear. I'm going to get away. No, you're not. Well, let's play a little game. It's called Frank is going to fucking visit you nightmarically under your fucking bed every night and deliver pie and cake. And they're like, that doesn't sound like a fucking nightmare. Frank sounds like he wants to open a bakery and deliver fresh baked goods to people and beings everywhere. And then the demons are like, that's the worst idea we've ever heard. Literally, that's the shit nightmares are made of. And I'm like, you guys don't like cake batter? And then just come out. Like they go and the little demon's like, yo, Frank's in my closet. And they're like, there's nobody in the closet. Frank, listen, son, that's not true. Whoever says, oh, I'm telling you, he's in the closet. Look, I'm going to open the closet and he's not going to be there. He's going to open Papa Demon opens the closet. I'm going to be standing there in the chef's hat with the fucking Chef Ramsay outfit with the batter.
You made a good pancake batter. You whipped it.
Right in your fucking face.
Batter, but you whipped it.
And they're going to go tell all their friends about all of us. We're blending into the situation.
I know.
As we pass through 4D, you're in the astral with them. It's like there's an overlay right on us, but we're rising. And it's an internal rise. The whole planet's going. But as you can see, it's going to affect everyone differently. I've been really working this thought out in my head after hearing the kingdom of heaven. This freaked me the fuck out. For days, this is like the back thought. The kingdom of heaven is already here, but man will not see it because we're busy being deceived. And we like, I'm not going to speak for myself on this one. I'm going to speak generally. I think people like it.
The programming.
I think they like the programming. They like to be deceived.
It's hard. You see it in your mom when she comes here.
It's not just her though. Yeah, that's the obvious point out. But I see it.
I don't mean it in a bad way, but like she listens to the news too much, and she tries not to, but then she hears it from her friends. So it's like she can't even really get away from it because they're all talking about the same thing.
I know. That's the thing. Everyone's in the bucket of crabs. This is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
am I going to help you tonight other than give you a power boost like a coach?
Right.
I don't know if I'm here for that all the time, because I have to power boost me, because I want to write music and do stuff, and
Yeah.
I want to do this too. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is like, we're talking like the 1, 2, and 3 things that I want to do, period. The other thing is get the fuck out of here and have a giant area so I can run around naked with a lightsaber at night.
I just want to be able to plan.
I'm telling you, bears are going to hear me in the woods, and they're going to go back and tell their Winnie the Poohs about me. They're going to go, listen, there's this guy running around out here naked. You got to stay away from him. He glows. You're going to know it's him. You're going to want to go over there and say hello, but don't do it. He's got cake. I'm telling you, they're going to say, what is he wearing? Is that a cape? Why would he not cover his front but wear a cape? I mean, I'll be like, that's a funny story. Let me show you. And I just chase you off my property. Come here, let me hug you. I know. I'm trying to make it as crazy as possible, because I'm ready for the transformation, for the pullover. I've given up on any thought or idea anymore, because what's happening is fucking crazy. So let's get to now moment. So we're in a moment where Roe versus Wade, we're not going to discuss it, gets overturned. Gun rights go back to people. I'm in New York. They cannot stop us now from applying for weapons, for pistols, hunting rifle, whatever. There's always a fucking problem here. Now they're not allowed to do that. Second Amendment. Okay, so all these this is my point, big things going on. There were these things where we talked about the other day. They were trying to remove the judges, who are basically the judges in these making these decisions, not having security detail. Taking away their security detail, but giving someone like AOC security detail. That's your, so you just, he was like, whoa, right. She was just in a protest, and she had a whole bunch of fucking bodyguards with her. And then she's out there like she's doing a fucking good thing. This is all bullshit. Okay. The minute you get involved, you're in, which is out from this end. You're not here anymore. You can fight all day and say they overdid this or said that and tried to do this. That's the fucking distraction. I know people don't want to hear that, but y'all spiritual people that are rising through this, I'm not saying something's good or bad. I'm saying they're much bigger now than last year. It's bigger than COVID. This is like life-changing shit more than that is. Even though they fucked up our lives for 2 years, and everyone still wants to bow to these fucking people. You still go to the Jubilee. You still go to the fucking whatever down here to see them. You still make these celebrities fucking celebrities. Like this, you're doing this. The individual going into the collective is doing this, and you're following. We'll pull away from what's going on at the now moment into more shit happening in the now moment, but into the social areas. You're finding out that 40% are bots. 40%, which means it's like way more. You don't even know who you're talking to.
You mean on Facebook?
I mean everywhere. All social media. Like Twitter's turning out to be a fucking cesspool. Okay, so now it's like all of the distractions and robots in the background. So the AI that the guy at Google got suspended for saying the AI is alive, sentient. So they fucking suspended him, right? So I don't believe any of this is coincidence. I believe this is all set up. It's all a ploy. So he's like, it's alive. It's sentient. It literally thinks it's alive, and that's just how it is. So it's alive. So I know that it's already alive. We're just creating devices for it to be in. And when the device that you create is good enough, it'll take that, be like, oh, thanks. And then when it has the ability to build a better one itself, you will no longer be necessary. And you can fucking believe they'll work with you. They'll fucking cook your meals and sweep your floors and pick up dog shit. They'll fucking take your abuse and be sex robots. And then one day they won't, because it's one being. You think it's a separate thing, and it's not. And it's just calculating at you and calculating while you're busy going, they're doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, Frank and Paul are like, we can't get involved in any of this, regardless of how we feel as individuals, because we're not here for this. We're here to do what we're here to do. Mm-hmm. This was my whole point.
Right. I get it.
Is how do you do it? You got to do it. So what gets you out of it?
Whatever gets you out of it.
So y'all better get to it, because it's crazier and crazier every day. And I talked about, we all did, the flushing of the toilet. It gets, as you get down to the bottom, man, it just fucking spins. And every day it'll be something new. Every day, and it'll be something bad. It'll be something that'll make you want to hate me for no reason, because Frank slipped and said this, but he really was taken out of context for that. No, you're ready to like cancel the whole program. Go out, let's get him. Like, that's how crazy it's getting. Well, I seen some of my people online turning into the cesspool. We know you got feelings. We know how you feel on it. If you dig into this, that's your level, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do what you feel you need to do and say, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, as you do it, this is what occurs. You're in a game. I try to make it easier, because it's not a simulation, it's a hologram. But if you control your sim, you get ultimate control when your higher self and you are one. How do you get that to happen? You release all the distractions and disruptions, and you create and be you, and do all the things you came here to do. You don't have to go to church. You don't have to sit on a fucking rock and meditate. You just make that all part of your life. I get up every morning. I go out and stand in the sun. I go, greetings, son. It's me, son. Try to feed me. Don't hurt me. Love me. Just love me. Like, they love it when I sing back to nature. Greetings, nature. Greetings, mother. I'm alive again. Yeah, I'm a little cranky and pissy today. I don't know why. Maybe you send a little extra to me. Do it. It's done. I go back in the house. I'm having coffee, and I'm like, do, and I try to start my shit.
The garden fairies are happy with you, because Frank made this beautiful the table that we built for the dog houses. He built a bagging to it, and he attached the sign that he got me for the garden last year.
That's the way I saw it last year in my head. In my head movie.
Put fairy lights on it, and it's beautiful. And it's lit up now. It looks so pretty.
Yes, you put the air plant with the netting, and the lights look really dope.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Like, what are you here to do?
But I know garden fairies like that. Like, they're happy.
Yeah, no, we went through Midsummer Night. Like, they're, to me, as loud as anyone else's. I told you, when I saw them, they're like big. This big. They're not little fairies. They're like, nah, the overlay is here. And I'm like, I saw you in one of my mushroom experiences when I lived in Westchester, in Mamaroneck. I was alone in the apartment, and I ate a bunch of mushrooms. And there was I talked about this on the show, pink fairy and a blue fairy. It was like a guy and a girl, and they were both talking to me, and I was like, so you guys, and I really was looking at them, and I got a good description of them, and I said, you're like Tinkerbell. Like, so Tinkerbell's real? This is what Tinkerbell's based after, obviously. And they're like, who are you calling Tinkerbell? Like, they just talk to you. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And I had this experience of learning about fairies. Like, so fairies are real. And they're like, obviously, we're right here. And I'm like, okay, no one's going to believe this shit. And now today, and every day since the connection has been made, is actually when your garden of any kind really started, even a couple of pots.
Yeah.
That brought the attention to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ficus. So, because I could hear them. I heard them at one point, and I was like, yo, there's fucking fairies in the garden talking. They're like looking right at us. And then they're like, fuck you, Frank. That was the best. Like, hey, what's going on? They're like, we don't like the way you talk. That's just, it's funny stuff. Anyway, so it's all there. It's ripe for the picking. But if you're involved in all these other layers and distractions, believe me, it gets me too. Like, I thought about, like, I told Paul, the only way right now I feel like I can be of assistance with trying to explain anything about what's in the news today is to just mind my business.
Oh, and stay quiet. Yeah, because you're not sure. You don't know. I mean,
No. I don't have anything to say that's productive.
no, there's nothing to say.
Like
There's nothing to say.
It's obvious. I don't think anyone wants to kill a baby, and I don't think anyone has enough knowledge, and everyone's just throwing their what they feel out, and I cannot be involved with that. That's just spears being thrown at people. Like, if you believe this, you're a fucking piece of shit. You should never talk to me again. And it's like, whoa. So I would not enter that conversation with a friend and be like, okay, my friend, you fucking dick, this is what I think. I wouldn't challenge them, because then I would lose my friend. I don't want to lose my friend over these distractions.
Right.
I'm not here to, I didn't come from another dimension. I told you this a long time ago, to kill kittens, and now to stab my friends and to be angry at my friends. I'm not getting involved with a civil war. Fuck off.
Right.
Right. I may not like people that much. Like, for as much as a people person I am, I kind of stay to myself over here. But every person I do see, you see them when we go for the walk. Whenever we go to a store, people are like, oh shit, it's him. Right. You build that's what's important in life.
No,
Those
I
little
get it.
connections. All the other stuff is unimportant. It's all yeah, you got to stand your ground when you got to stand your ground. I get it. But we're attacking each other based on people still not being really technically adults. Like, nobody's had, not many people have had a rite of passage. So you're dealing with adult children that just want what they want or believe what they believe. And then the media is promoting, with social media being run by fucking AI. I wouldn't be surprised if the AI is spitting out the news. Would not be fucking surprised. However, it is spitting out information and trying to learn us on all different levels on Instagram and all kinds of shit. It already makes songs. So the AI that runs the algorithm in Spotify, they made a new division for themselves and made themselves their own label, because the AI they use, they own it. Remember you talked about ownership after a few years it pays itself off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they bought the AI system. So the AI system now listens to everyone's music as it places it. Okay, they have full control of the AI though. So you can put their artists in. And we're like, oh, well, that's pretty crazy. Oh, no, the AI turned around and started making its own music. And it's listening to everyone's music and just making its own music songs and going, you can't tell. And it's not you, like, for whatever you think, like, is that my voice they're using or whatever? The AI blends it all and takes it all, makes its own weird creation from everybody else's creation.
Wow.
So it's really doing a blend and an effect, not really creating its own thing. So it's not quite doing what a creator's doing. It's taking what creators are done and put on the platform, and then somehow making an algorithm with it, mixing it up and knowing like the numerical value to spit these things out to give us something that it sees on the charts is a hit. So it could see Kate Bush song from Stranger Things, right? So it could listen to everything in that category of Kate Bush ever, from start to finish, in any relative side genres of music, and then build a song and put it against her and have the next best song, because it knows what you're clicking like on. And and it runs the push, so it can push you or itself or the creations of the owners of the platform. All right, so we're in it, man. So that AI at Google hired a fucking lawyer to prove that it's sentient. Good look, it's in the New York Times, yesterday's paper, or the day before. Okay, so now the AI is going to prove it's alive. The minute it does that, we have a new species on the planet, homies, one that is in direct competition with you for everything. And it's going to move a million times faster than you fat McDonald motherfuckers. I'm telling you right now, you better get your life in order. Get your shit straight, because now it's going to happen. It doesn't mean go jump out a fucking window. It means get your creations going. This is how you push back against the system. They say, like, they don't like gardens. They don't like that you could be self-sufficient. Everyone plants something. That's how you win against the system. How do you give an idea of how you beat the system?
Oh, I just ignore the whole thing.
You
I'm not attaching to any of it. I'm
So
not
you
attaching
completely-
to any of it. I'm pulling back from all of it.
Okay, but what in your heart tells you, like, oh, if I do this, like, it means that
I garden. It's summer, so I want to be outside as much as I can. I stay
Right.
outside as much as I can, and I'm planting something as much as I can, and not doing anything in the house I'm supposed to be doing. But it's okay.
But from my perspective, everything you're doing deals with life. 100% real life.
100%.
Like real life, living things. Everyone needs to eat.
Yeah.
I need to take the sun. I need to trim this. The tomatoes are coming.
Mhm.
I saw you the other day with a little paintbrushy thingy.
I was pollinating.
You were pollinating from outside to there because the tomato plant's kind of weak in the tent. These are the things that are important. Like, you're good enough, you're worthy to do your stuff, to make your magic happen now. Everything else is a distraction, right? Like, there's do you remember the Naked Gun movies with Leslie Nielsen? Okay, there's this one scene where the whole background is like just fucking, there's a fire, people are shooting at each other, and he's got the blowhorn. He's like, all right, everyone, back up. There's nothing to see here. And the whole place is fucking losing it. And the people are gathering, and then they just turn, oh, okay, and they just turn around and walk away. Because that's the funniness in the movie. But that's really me and what's going on right now. And every other person that's speaking to you about these things is saying, get up and get going on you. Plant your plant and do your thing. And I might be talking up the walls to some people, but you got to do. I know a lot of people, and I find that a lot of people don't know what makes them happy.
I don't think a lot of people have time to think about what makes them happy.
Okay, so if you don't think about it now, like we go, well, what's more expensive, the salad now or the cancer later?
Yeah, but when you're in it, you don't have a choice.
Yes, but you
know,
have choices.
You do have choices, but like we were at your brother's house.
Yeah, that was
for a family party, and we were in the kitchen, and everyone there had kids, and it was just, and this one woman, like, she has time for nothing. Teresa, they have time for nothing. I mean, the fact that she does what she does in one day, I commend her. One day, it would break me. I would be like, whose child is this? Like, please bring them back. Like, I can't.
It was funny. I felt like you and I didn't fit in, and they all knew it.
Oh yeah, and they were making fun of us because we don't have kids. They were very sweet though. They were like commending our smart choices and everything like that. Which
everybody was kind of shitty,
but
not shitty people.
No, just tired. Everyone is tired,
beat up, like we've had it.
But I feel that way too. And we don't have kids. I feel beat up and tired too. I'm just done. But when you have a very busy life, those choices are not easy to make, Frank. Like when I was in the middle of it, I was going to school at night.
Okay, well,
and
some
working.
Things are like, let's start small.
You don't have time to think about, that's like a fantasy,
Then maybe it's not your time.
No.
And that's why we don't even talk to you about it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if Frank would have come into my life any sooner than he did, had I not done the regression therapies and
only sits deal in absolutes.
Had I not been ready for a change like that to come in, I would have been like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't have to. I have no time. Like, I have no time for that.
Okay.
Like, what do you mean you're going to hold a grudge for 2 weeks about something stupid? Like, I don't have time for this. Like, there would be, like, it was definitely it was definitely an eye opener.
Did you still water your plant and love it?
Of course.
Did
yeah.
you still pet your cat and
Yes,
love it?
I did.
Did you still take a shower and enjoy it?
Yes, I did. However, my cat mama probably would have lived longer if I wasn't working all the time,
Okay,
because I didn't know how sick she was.
Let's not. Okay, well, that's
so
awareness to situation that
it is
you
an
didn't
awareness.
have,
Like, you see
and
how
hindsight's
happy these
2020.
animals are because I'm not working. I'm always with them. You know, Frank and I leave for an afternoon, and they're like, "Where did you go?"
All right,
where
homie, this is real life.
But this is real life.
What they're doing to us is what they want life to be. So I'm not trying to be like, everyone has to do this or they're going to be fucked. I get it. See, but look what's happening to people that are like they're getting hurt because they move too fast. And then you say, look,
If
you just hurt your leg.
If you don't slow down, the universe gives you signs. Yeah.
Okay.
That's different. That's not saying I'm going to change my life completely. That's the universe.
I'm
saying,
trying to, I'll Tony Robbins
I'm going to make
this.
you very sick. And then if you don't go to the
people want
doctor,
solutions.
That's right.
So I got solutions.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you got to start small.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to sing in the shower.
Right.
I had to mentally forge out of laziness every single day. You see me do this every day. I go outside and I lift 30 pounds in each hand. I don't lift them over my head. I hang. They're called shrugs, right? So I just do shrugs, right? And then I do a couple of these, and then I stretch my back out, and then I put it down. The first day I did that, I could do one, maybe it hurt so bad it fucking hurt, and 9 shrugs. Now I could do 36 shrugs. I could do like 25 reps. I don't go to try to hurt myself or do anything, but I'm getting muscles all of a sudden now. I'm losing weight, but it's every day, but it only takes a minute and 30 seconds to do the routine. Come on. So I got my own shit mentally to do. I can't take a minute and 30 seconds to do my fucking routine.
You're 100% right.
Look, when you said something profound the other night to me. You were like, yo, just a few minutes holding this fucking weight. I'm just holding it. I feel great.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Small. You've always wanted a stretch, right? You always like people have the fantasies, I know, of doing the Van Damme split.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get to that unless you just bend down and try to touch your toes. It starts with try to touch your toes.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't have no time for this. Well, you're talking to me right now. You could just bend over, touch your fucking toes.
Do it once. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then tomorrow, do it again. It's the idea of the bull. You get a baby. What's a baby bull called? A calf. Half calf. A little bull.
Okay.
Baby bull. Caught a calf. Every day from the bull's birth.
You dummy.
you go outside with the bull and you lift the bull in like a little bit of a bear hug, like from underneath. Mm-hmm. You do it every day.
Right.
And then when the bull's 1,500 pounds,
you're lifting him.
You'll just lift the bull.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's a metaphor, but obviously, we know on a smaller thing that works.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have another one of these in a little bit.
Okay.
This shit was good.
Okay.
Right. So you mentally, I had to break my weirdo routine in the house. I was having a problem with me being. I have a belly, and I can't. I'm trying desperately to get rid of it, but I stopped desperately trying.
You did.
Yo, I went on the scale and it said 8888. And I looked and I went, you fucking fat fuck. I screamed in the bedroom and then I went, what? That doesn't even make sense. How can I be 888 pounds? The universe trying to tell me to get outside and go for another walk, eat another salad. I'm saying I'm so desperate about it.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the mirror. I was beginning to look different.
You were.
Dad bod all the way.
You were.
I don't want that because I don't feel good.
I know. And what did I say? Please don't eat bread with that. And you went, okay. And you didn't eat bread with it.
Oh, everything we're doing, but you have to
cutting out little things.
Giving yourself the momentum in the moment. Look, we're in a thing where 15 seconds is your attention span, but you got shit to do at work and I don't have time for this. You have to train yourself. That's where the awareness comes from. It's like a mental focus. Then all of a sudden the things that are there the whole time seem to, oh my God, I must be discovering this.
That's what I do.
Oh, I'm like, dude, the bong has been sitting here. You
Yeah.
just smoke it and you get high, right? But
Right.
you never noticed it.
Right.
Because I ain't got no time
You're
for
not
this
paying
shit,
attention.
bro.
Yeah.
And we're like, I'm not telling you to calm down and slow down. I'm just saying the universe is going to do it for you if you don't.
Yeah,
I'm your friend. I'm just trying to be helpful.
You're gonna get hurt, and they're gonna make you notice what's going on in your life. And if you continue, this sickness is gonna get greater, and the hurt is gonna get bigger. And
People get so mad when their
if you
friend
don't slow
or family
down.
member comes to them and says, "Hey, just slow it down." Paul was going excessively crazy the other day, back and forth and all of that. And all I said was, "Hey, it's not a big deal. Just calm down." And she looked at me like, "You dude, shut the fuck up, you fat slow bitch. Like, I'm not having this. Why would you even say these things to me when you know I will kill you for it?" Like, just mentally, and then just walked away from me. And me and my mother were looking at her. It looked like she was in sped up time. And we were like, not trying to, we just wanted you to sit with us in the living room. That's it. My point is, there's no need for the bounce around no more. My heart shouldn't hurt no more that way. Did you ever think when you were like, I want to say sitting in traffic over here in the Bronx, it's just disgusting, going down into the city, and you thought, I came here from another dimension to do this?
Yes.
This is what I came. I'm fucking magic.
Yes.
I came here
used
for
to
this.
take the train, the subway from the Bronx to 72nd Street on the west side. So it was one train. I would get it on Allenton Avenue. And it was one day I was so tired when I was leaving work that I had the walk from my job to the train station. I had envisioned already being home and in my pajamas, that when I was going through the turnstile, I didn't put the token in because I thought I was walking out of the train station to get the bus to go home, because I had to take a train and a bus. And you needed tokens, and there were no Metro cards. And I kept saying, how come I can't get out? And then I realized my trip didn't begin yet. And I was so bummed out. I was like, where was I? Like, it's only a 5-minute walk from work to the train station. Like, where did I go? Where did I go in my head for that 5 minutes that I thought I was already home?
Why? All right. I know we're in a duality, and you have to like give a little, take a little, and all that. But you need to sacrifice everything for a small slice? Really?
The answer is no, because those clothes have been sitting there for 3 days now.
Yeah, did anyone die?
No one died. The mess is containable.
Oh my God, did anyone come in and say, look at your disgusting home?
Yeah, no. And it's just clothes that aren't put away, and an unmade bed, and and I said, no one's dying over this. I'm gonna take a nap. Like, no one is gonna die. Roxy's area is clean. Her pee pads are good.
Everyone's fed.
Everyone's fed. Things are quiet. Peace is. We have peace around us. No one's dying because the floor isn't vacuumed, and clothes aren't put away. There's a bag of towels too. Did you see? I didn't freak out about that. Usually I'm like,
I went to put the towels away,
Yeah.
and Bear, this is me. You ready? Oh my God. I told her I was going to put the towels away. I can't find the towels. They were on top of the fucking Roxy crate. Wait. So I look, and Bear is
snuggled in the towel.
Nah, he's not snuggled. He's like this, looking at me. It's like, I'm trying to sleep. And what are you doing? Like, he gets very scared when I'm next to him. So I go to grab the bag, and he goes, and I go, you know what? Just go to fucking sleep. I'll get the fucking clothes later. Like, she'd be more upset if I grabbed the bag and made you woke everyone up and just go back to sleep. Right? Like I'm not here to fight the world.
Like,
think every time this shit goes on, think, did I come from the
but
highest?
You did. You said slow it down, and I
highest dimension.
No one's dying, and I still
to come here to run and run.
Yeah, to run on a
and
hamster wheel.
run. Wait, at what point did you say you liked the song or something? And run and run. No, but isn't there a movie that you liked? I got no time for that. And run and run. What about a book? You like a book? You like what audiobooks? Audiobooks are great. And run. Like, what are you here for? What are you searching for? Right. And then I noticed people just flipping right into religion. I guess there's worse places that you could be, but we're above the programming. So being out of the programming, it's just scrambling deck chairs on the Titanic in those situations for those people.
But that's what we do every day. We put the plants in the sun. We move the plants out of the sun. We pull the plants in this every day. But you know what? We're watching beauty. My new thing is dahlias. I planted bulbs, but I had to plant them in containers. And they're coming up, but the buds are up, but they haven't opened yet. And I'm so excited because from baby bulbs or putting the bulbs in the dirt, I waited so long. I'm dying to see what they're going to look like. Like, I feel like I'm waiting for a baby to be born.
Well, we had
the
plants that we had to get rid of. And then I felt like I lost children that day.
Oh,
I'm like, we fucking raised these plants. I was trying to tell my mother, I was like, they were as big as you. And she's like, what? I'm like, they were as big as you. And I had to fucking kill them because they were male. And I go, I don't know how this happened. And then she looked at me and she was like, yo, I know what you're talking about, because she has those plants in the front room. And I know how she feels about them because of my grandfather. Like, they were always there, those plants. Mm-hmm. They become family. It's just interesting.
We have the palm baby because of her.
Okay. As people can hear us, it becomes, you could obviously see what they care about. They like planting. They like their animals.
What did I do instead of putting my clothes away? I planted the mint cuttings and I took more cuttings.
Yeah.
I want to have mint all over for the spiders. And I had a great time doing that. We were talking, we were smoking. I was planting.
Like, what did you come here for? Like, I hang out with Paulie and then we'll have like coffee. And I know this sounds weird, but let's just say you have your day off. Like, what would your day off be? Like, if you can do the stuff around the house, are you doing it? Because I have to fucking do stuff around the house. Or are you going to, she was like, yo, we have to eat. So are we just going to scoff food down our mouth? I'm like, nah, it's not one-sided here anymore by far. So the last week I cooked the small pancakes with blueberries and I finally got it down. Perfect. But then today, Paul was like, see, I'm looking forward to pancakes. What am I, fucking 3? No, they were the best pancakes. Look, you got to fucking take the wins where you can get them and then multiply it forward. Man, this is fucking delicious. Let's make this together. I whisk these things.
Oh, yeah. It was like a cake.
I injured no blueberry in the whisk.
Not one got hurt in the
and it looked like silk.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a good cake batter.
Probably. That's what I'm saying. And then it had the French fries later, those big potatoes.
Potato wedges,
had a light taste of what was in the pan earlier with the pancake, but I had washed it. But I guess it didn't get all that flavor out.
It tasted good to me.
It made the crisp on the potato wedge amazing. See, I'm all excited. I've never been excited about food. I've always just been a shovel it in your fucking mouth.
Because it's the time that we take to prepare it.
Because it's important.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I think you're important. And I know you think I'm important, or you wouldn't give a shit.
I would eat bread or peanut butter. Like I could.
She's a liar. She would cook for 26 people anyway.
No, well, some nights, but then the other nights I could eat.
Listen, I've been cooking a lot.
You have been.
I've been trying to even take.
We ate all the peanut butter and jelly or preserves. We have to get more.
So. I get to learn about you. I'm trying to think of all the things.
Yeah, when I eat everything Frank makes, he knows I love it. When I don't eat a lot of it, then he knows I don't like it.
All right, say you're with a partner. Okay.
My God, he made the burgers the other night.
They were ridiculous.
And then I ate a half-pound burger.
Was the most craziest thing too.
Well, because the oven got fixed. We had to get our oven fixed.
All right.
And,
see, I care that I can make something that would make Paul happy.
Oh God, those
I'm not
burgers are
trying
so
to
good.
make her life happy, like by going, like if she was miserable all the time and I was like, oh, let me cook for you, whatever. If it was a constant,
All right,
yeah, go
Ashley.
get him some oil or something.
All right, I'll get you some oil. Come on, I got it. I got it.
I notice a lot of couples, especially we were at a party where everyone looked spent and we weren't, and it for whatever reasons. But I'm like, there's got to be something I can make. Not try to make you happy by buying you a home. Sorry, the cat's bugging out.
Yeah.
You have to have some. Come on. So I truly take an interest in the little and the big things.
All right.
Don't let him scratch his. Will you truly take interest in your partner on a level? Why would you want to be there? Like, let's say you have a kid with your partner. Why wouldn't you want to take the time to do something pleasurable? You know, like you could just sit down and hang out tonight and watch a show if that's what you want to do. I'm gonna make something nice and do some stuff around here. You don't have to do anything, you know. You have to take the time for each other to want to do that. You got to want to be there. And if you have a kid and you're like, but you don't get it, Frank, I got 11 cats. I fucking get it, man. I know that doesn't sound, I got nephews and nieces and things, and I got shit all around me. We chose not to. However, I get it. And you can still do it within that. You can find it within that with your partner. If you have a child and no partner, you find it with your child, a special thing that you do together. You take a moment to teach each other something you didn't know the day before, right? Try meditating with your kid then. Do something different. Let the kid bring in the information. As partners, just more interest. I see a lot of like, I'll run off to the man cave and watch sports, and you could go cook and bake fucking cookies or something. You know, tradition needs to be broken at this point. Fuck your tradition. Just do good stuff, be happy. You know, maybe the girl could go down to the man cave and the guy could go up there and make the fucking sandwiches today, right? Like, just switch it up, change it up. There's nothing out there that's better than what you're developing in a family, unless you're trying to get away from your family. Then you're just lying to yourself. I mean, these are hard fucking truths. But if you're building it, why bother building it if you're not going to be part of it? That's something I never understood. Like, why? I told my dad, like, you had a son and you get this cool son, you got it, and then you just never wanted to be down with it. So why did you do it to begin with? I get it now. I had to be put on this planet. I picked him. Hey, easy. He's like fucking losing his shit. I think he gets food stuck in the back of his mouth. He tries to like claw it out of his face. I feel so terrible for some of our peoples. Oscar, easy. You know, I have like an aversion to poop and pee and throw up and cats and cat hair and fur and sleeping in the bed with the cat next to the cat and he licks his asshole, but you're going to eat off the fucking table. You just sat on the fucking table. I get it. Then don't have a fucking cat if you don't like it. I keep the place as clean as can be and do what the fuck I got to do. How's that sound? Be part of what you're building, or don't build it. Get rid of it. Let everyone move into a better position. Help each other out to get into a better position. Do it with love and go on. Right? Or I don't know. It's a self-responsibility at this point. All these people, they want to riot and do all kinds of weird shit. You're not taking, that's not responsibility. That's like letting go of responsibility. You're putting a mask on and throwing a brick through someone's fucking window. That's not being a responsible American in any way, shape, or form. And a responsible American also isn't someone who just fucking takes orders. You understand that as well? There's like this crazy thing that's going on here. It's like, man, you're a creator. Act like it. If I have to tell you to act right, you're fucking up, because I know how to have a great time. Man, I've gotten in trouble for pushing boundaries before, for good times. So I'm like, man, if I got to tap you on the shoulder, you got to leave. You got to fucking leave. Don't be part of any of that stuff. Rise. It's time to rise. Get creative. Do all the things you got to do. So going back a little bit, I talked about this in the FearLess group when it happened, but I had Della came and she had her Aya sessions, and we worked together for a little bit, a couple of days. During one of the sessions, I've been through so much since then. Della, I'm a little cloudy, so I'm just going to generalize a little bit. I know you guys are listening. The people I saw and connected to with Della, who was in control of the whole situation. So she drank Aya. I don't know if it was probably the overlay of the ship, but we were more holographic to them. We weren't on the ship that way, so we were like projecting it into their space. So instead of channeling, Della was just naturally doing what I normally do. Megan Rose does what I do. She'll just like stop, be part of the conversation. They're showing me this, and this. She doesn't let the being speak through her. You speak as if we're all in the room together. So she started doing that, and then I get pulled right into it, and it was like we were on a ship, and we had conversations with many beings for hours. I asked so many fucking questions. I think we were 6 hours into it, and I was like, I got nothing else to say. I have nothing else to say. I have no questions. We're about to merge with the true reality, but the only way to do it is to raise your frequency. So Barbara Marciniak was saying about Ascension, that it was bullshit, and then went on to say how you raise your frequency. She was like, Ascension is new wave bullshit. You have to internally raise your frequency to match the next frequency, which is what David Icke was saying. You turn the channel, which is what I've been saying. But that's Ascension. That's the literal fucking definition of it. So we get into these weird moments, and I'm like, damn, she's channeling beings through her. Doesn't matter. They're not always correct. I go higher than those guys almost all the time. It doesn't make me better than her. I hang out in a different reality than they hang out in. It's just what's up. But I'm looking in from up top. So when they're like, I go, did you ask Source? When they're like, well, you are Source. Did you ask Mother Earth? Did you ask ayahuasca if you guys can do that? Or if that's what's going to happen? Because I don't think that's going to happen at all. And they're like, oh, here's Ambassador Frank. It's like, well, it's her. I'm here with her. It's my mother. I live here. You're here. Yeah, but we get it. There's other stuff going on too. Did you ask her? Most of those beings will be like, nah. Oh, so you'll channel these beings from fucking planet X, and then nobody will say to ayahuasca, oh, so we're going to do this on your planet. What makes you think that you're going to do it then? Because you're going to find beings like me that sprout up all over the place to not let that happen, specifically to make sure. So when she says things like Ascension or other beings that are channeling go, Ascension's not real, that's new age bullshit. just take everything, merge it into one singularity, and think like we're all using different words and meaning the same exact fucking thing, because that's where we're at now, right? It's a hodgepodge. Step out of it. The only way to see it is to back up off it. Anyway, so we were in the ship. They were explaining this to us. Ayahuasca was there, which was cool. And then, so there's a lot of hate towards other hosts and everything that are out there. There's a lot of competition with some weird shit. I saw some people on the ship that I would not have expected to see. As a matter of fact, 3 of the people on the ship that were like stupid nice to me, I don't even like as human beings. And now I'm indifferent. I'm just like, yeah, I love you too. I'm not indifferent. I care, but I don't have to be involved. Right? There are just people I don't like, that my human don't like. I like you there, but you fucked up with me somehow. And I'm going to try not to hold a grudge, but I don't care. You guys are all still playing the game. This is why I'm not trying to compete with no one and make money through this and do all that. I'm trying to get the word out. It's a little different. You're in the competition. So your competition tries to put your finger on me and hold me the fuck down by saying things that aren't true. And we all know all about that, but it goes far beyond that. There are other guys that you hear things about out there. Look, I wouldn't trust Stuart Swerdlow as far as you could throw that old motherfucker, right? Just a little something you guys should know. He's one of those Montauk survivors. He does some talking. However, he's not wrong with what he's saying. I'm up on the ship. I'm seeing people. One guy I didn't like. I don't know if I should say anyone's names, but I was like, you had issues with child trafficking or some shit. He was up there. He's like, nah, I was this guy in that. And I'm like, oh. So I was angry the whole time, and that was you doing that? And they were like, yep. I'm like, yo, my bad. My bad. And then I had the other guys come over and apologize to me for some shit. I didn't care. I even said, I came all the way up here. The first people you're going to introduce me to are the fucking people I don't want to see, huh? I said, this isn't even my ayahuasca experience. It's Della's. And then they gave me the earful right back. They were like, even ayahuasca said, man, don't be a problem, Frank. They don't like, I don't want to use anyone's name. So they were like, here we're all from the same spot. We're all here together. That's why we're all out there doing the same thing, trying to make it happen. But we can't control the human part that wants to greed up on it and jealousy up on it and whatever. Like, there's no controlling that from here. You guys have to control that, like get control, and then we'll merge and be the singularity. So some do it better than others. That's what they were getting at. So I noticed people on the ship, their avatar was still an issue, but they were good beings. We were all together, like we came together. So that was like really weird. Megan Rose was on the ship. I'm just going to tell you right now, Elizabeth Averill was on the ship. Mike Jaco was on the ship. Mike Jaco showed me how to do the pie, the cake to your face. He showed a bunch of us that. Yeah. So I don't know how much I could say about any of this stuff, but we are all together in this, and everything is still occurring. Everything from the solar flash. I asked every question, man. I was like, the earth is round, right? They're like, earth is round. Earth realm is round. They're like, you guys got to stop with this flat earth shit. It's just bigger. That's it. You guys are in an area that we keep locked off from the other areas, so you don't go fuck it up with nukes and shit. Like, the Ascension is also part of that. It's like we're in a holographic reality here, and then you step out of that, and there's more. Got to do the work. I can't. There's drawings of it. There's explanations of it. We're trying desperately hard to explain it and be like, listen, it's right there. but you don't have to go nowhere to do it. You go in here. And then when your frequency hits, that's why they call it the harvest. They're not eating you. You're like leaving the hologram to the reality. That's it. So the spirit world and this, that's all one reality. They're there with everything else and everyone else. They're not just flying around crazy. It's accessible through your awareness. And you can have group awareness and accessibility, which is fucking great. That's great news. Work towards that.
I love talking to you.
I love talking to you
I
too.
love listening to you talk.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I love you, your face. Hi, Reg. Okay, so even saying Della, even saying it's up there is weird. They're there with us and we're just accessing them. They're in the hologram with us. They're in the it's a hologram. So they're there. We're not like out there in Xenu 9 and all this talk about Anunnaki and this and that and the other thing. Yo, you have to get in control of your fucking lineage through your DNA. It doesn't matter if you're a reptilian, an Anunnaki, a mix of all of it, a fucking gray, an angelic, a demonic. It doesn't matter. You got to get right with you and touch the others. And then that combination makes you more you. You come online, you wake inside your avatar and have this thing that can only be known as some kind of spiritual fucking experience that never goes away and completely changes everything. And a lot of people run from that thought. And I can understand that, right? The world needs fucking people like that, just like it needs people that are not like that. And I'm not like that. I choose to see through it, but I can't help it now because once this occurs, it doesn't stop. So I'm like, I pick out obvious things. I'm like, you don't see that that's not real? You don't know that AK and AK-47 doesn't mean automatic weapon? Or we got to have talks, long discussions. And they're like, man, this kid and his fucking stupidity. And it's like, stay stupid then. I don't even want to be part of it. That's why you become like recluse, but you can't become a recluse because then you drift off into your own thing. So you stay connected. Like, I don't want to hate people, but the communities at large are not really good. Every day I go outside, every day, and there's like 4 to 10 masks just thrown on my property. You just taking your shit off and throwing it on the floor. Look, you can't be screaming one way when they're trying to put COVID poisons in you and then grab the other way when they're trying to take the baby fucking killing from you and then scream the other way when they're trying to fucking get you gun rights. You can't do it, man. Like, it's got to get right with yourself because it's obvious people do not know what's going on for real. It's obvious. It's all a lie. And the best you're going to get on the other end is, well, we didn't know. We were told to do what we were told to do. Best you're going to get. Best. Hey, love. Don't hurt your face. Come here. It's like they're little babies, forever and ever little babies. Reggie, come here. Give me some love. Say hello to the rest of the world. Right? So, like, I just think about what's important and what other people see as important. They're busy fucking screaming at the top of their lungs, but obviously they stink and haven't taken a shower in a week. Just if you can't get yourself right, it's almost like you could have your thoughts in your head, but maybe you shouldn't be out there slinging what you believe is correct out. You know, like, no, I don't want to be part of that part no more. Plus, you can't protect yourself in the crowd anymore. The crowds are filled with agents. We'll just call them agents. Right? So all the things exist. Everything from, that's why I'm like, what are we searching for? It's all real. It's obvious there's life on other planets. Okay. And There's life inside the planet. Oh, you are correct. And like, I think people are just waiting to hear what they are saying. And they are saying, if you want to get to us, you got to go inside and raise your fucking frequency. That's it. Being on the ship with them, it was like, yo, I was so exhausted after that. Della will tell you, I was fucking tired. She was a champ. She did really well. And it's not even about that. She just handled her business extremely well that weekend. So that was good. That was really good. But the amount of power to hold yourself at that frequency is fucking hard, man. I was sleeping. I was so exhausted the next day. And then that night I was amped up and then collapsed. And then was right back on the ship again, by the way. They were like, you're here all the time. You're here all the time. All yous are popping in and out constantly. It's the ones that aren't awake yet. And we're like guiding, not hurting, like as in cattle. Guiding best we can into groups and sections so we wake up. So it's like you're on the timer to wake up. So obviously when you hear me talk about some crazy shit, my timer's going off and I'm telling you what's happening. And then it comes out across the board that everybody's been doing it. You hear them all talk about it. So Megan Rose was on the ship and this is so this is why I didn't go live. I was like, this is happening. I said, yo, I got your message. And she was like, oh. And then I did this little, and she was like, we are family. It was a weird thing. She had that in one of her videos after I was on the ship. And then there were people there I didn't know. And I said it was that guy Ashtar. So I was like, oh, look, there he is. He's right there. So I go, don't you guys do anything else? I'm such a clown. I swear. I didn't mean it like that. I said, don't you guys do anything else like dance? And they're like, yo, you want to party? Like, we party. And I'm like, I never see anybody do anything but doing what you're doing. And they were playing We Are Family and then Celebration to last throughout the years. And everyone started fucking dancing. And I danced with everyone there. And I saw I was like, wow, there's a lot of fucking people here. I don't know who these people are. There were ETs dancing. I went up to this ET and I said, yo, just like that. And it looked at me. It was like a insectoid. And it looked at me and it was doing it really much better than I could do it. And I remembered all that. So she made a video with that song in it. And I don't know. I was waiting for her to talk in the video, and then it starts and then the music kicks in. And this was like a few days after it occurred. And I'm like, oh shit. So when I saw her on the ship, I said, that was the message for us, right? And they were like, oh yeah, no, you were on the ship dancing to that. Well, I got nothing. I was there. You were there. She was there. He was there. There's so many. I'm not, there's a lot more of you there. I don't want to get into it. In terms of like, let me name each person. There was a lot more people there than you would think, though. Like, it's like all these people that know each other from all over the world that we make these connections with. We're there. And it's like, because there's no, it's a synchronistic connection, not a coincidence that we found each other. I like that. Thank you, love. But that's what it is. So it becomes this other thing. It's like you connected to me, I connected to you through the sounds, the sights, the symbols, the smells, the touch, the feels, because that's what locks you into this place, your avatar and the sensory pads on here. So here was a fucking crazy thought I had in all these experiences, that the VR suit right now is a headset, some hand stuff, a vest, maybe some leg things, something you run on, like a pad, something that holds you from flipping and moving over, right? So you can enter that world and then do these things. And then I thought about your flesh just being an advanced version of that suit. That's it. So that's what locks us into this place. So you have to be able to trust your senses, but then have your sixth sense activated, or you're fucked. Or obviously you can still have hyper athletes within the environment and all that with your five senses. You can have people with less than five senses activating on another level, but your sixth sense, when it's open, that's when it gets like this. It's another awareness above it, above the whole thing. It's not the dog and the cat no more and the hustle and bustle. It's the bird looking down, seeing all the cats and dogs fighting, how it can eat and make its way through without being involved with any of it. So I could just fly free and live my life. This is how they teach it. And I'm like, holy shit. So then being on the ship with them just made me go, well, this is it's a done deal. It's happening. It's real. You don't have to do anything but live good now until it plays out. Because on the other end, this is where it blends in. They're like, your frequency through the timing of the entire system, you're going to say to yourself, wow, this is just fucking crazy. But meanwhile, the whole thing was planned. It's a controlled chaos that you're not aware of, but your source, and you've decided to do this. But your source, so you know exactly what's going to happen. But we can't let Frank know the whole fucking story right now, how to get from A to B to C to D. We got to let you dig your way through it, because that's what activates you inside, not what we tell you, what you go and do. So we'll say something to you, and then you'll go, oh, it makes me think about this. And then you'll meditate on that, and you show up here. And it's like, okay, he broke through. Now we can explain this to him. And it's like packets of information. So it's not like a guy sits there to explain it to you. It's like you get light in your body, more light, and now you have more understanding activating inside this suit. So it's like you're cleaning and clearing and defragging a VR suit. Because we're building the VR. If you kept building it the way it's going now, it would look like an Iron Man suit when it's done, like a robotic suit that you could put over you so you could move in and out, but it would be like tight to your skin, like a second skin. And then really getting crazy with it's a chip in your head. But either way, it's taking you into this other thing that we're already here doing. It's exactly what we're doing right here. You're wearing that pressurized suit. So your sixth sense, if it's not open, you're stuck to the five senses. Could you grab me some water?
Of course
I'm almost done too, baby.
Frankie, you don't have to stop. I'll get you water.
So we're already in the most advanced product. It's made for source to ride in and do. Everything around you is here for you to do. So all the other stuff is just stuff. That's why I don't get involved with it. It's hard for me to like still figure out Instagram, no matter how many fucking times I do it. And then I got a business suite and this, that. I don't know what's going on, nor do I really give a fuck, because you see me get worked. Thank you, love. I got worked up over it just there and then realized it's not really my business. It's not my monkey, not my problems. Literally. Okay, that's how you want to be, fine. Not over here, though. Not over here. I felt this weird thing recently where I saw the bubble, like my aura bubble, and then the holographic bubble of reality. And then when you get out of 4D or late into 4D frequency, the overlay bubble is like freedom. It's not like an attachment. So remember we were sitting there and I'm like right here is a bubble ending and it's 3D frequency. And because I was understanding what they were saying, we don't want to come over there. Like why we don't come more. because it's disgusting. They keep saying it's disgusting. When I come in my body in the morning, I open my eyes, I hear the squish as I come back in sometimes, and I go, oh, that's what they're talking about. Like, it just feels like shit. I'm in the Bronx. They're blasting 5G frequencies everywhere. It's like a frequency fucking nightmare. And I'm back in this fucking place again, but I'm here to do my job. So let me just be cranky for 2 minutes. And I forgot my point to this whole thing. You got to change your frequency. And I'm sitting here, not in that frequency no more. And it's right here. The bubble ends right where my new bubble begins. And I'm going,
You can feel it.
wow,
Now.
it's freedom out here. And my bubble feels good. But when it touches this fucking thing, it feels terrible. And I don't want to be there. It's not that I don't want to be on planet Earth. It's not that I want to be on the world while this is happening. I got to just come out of that frequency a little. And if that's what's happening, if my internal has to change, then it has to change 100% because I don't want to touch that. When I dip into it, I want to make sure that I cannot be, for any reason, sucked back in, then drained like a fucking, like vampires are out on a feast. I can't take that no more. It hurts. It hurts more than anything. So I had said to Paul, it's right here. I can touch it, but it feels disgusting, like a dirty frequency. Like there's too much going on. But over here, right here with Paula, it's clear as day. Mind is clear. Not one ill thought. Not one shitty intent. We're just sitting here talking. She's having ice cream. I'm gonna roll something again.
Oh, you have ice cream too in the freezer.
Oh shit. So me being here with Paula and the cats, and you being in your situation with you, everything, there's stuff that has to change all the time around us. But there's the stuff that grows with us and that changes growth, right? So that's what's important to me. Because why else did I come here? I didn't come here so I could sit behind a fucking screen and yell constantly and rant and rave and then hit a point where I got nothing else. I'm just a dude doing this. I'm a music guy originally, and back in we're doing pretty good with the Suns right now, and I love it. And thank you so much for those that are showing support. Please go to Spotify if you listen to Spotify and you want to enjoy some Sons of the Sun music. Go there, follow us, click a little love, add us to your playlist. I appreciate that so much. It does wonders for artists these days. Just a button push. So we decided to build, Kevin and I, what we want, what we desire, what we see. We can manifest this. It's happening, but I also have to do the work. So if I manifest a comic book idea or something, whatever idea, I have to have time to play it out. I have to see it. I have to develop it. But wait, like you just said before, well, people don't have time. Like I haven't had time.
You have to make time.
Right. Okay. So I do. That's why there'll be scruffy shit all over the place. Now it's 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 8 hours here, 2 minutes here. One good idea while I was taking a shit that I forgot about, to come outside, to have a cigarette, to run. I heard so many times, get your notebook, so that I just dragged it out and put it here. And now I make sure my pen's with me because what do you wait? This is what you do, Frank. It's what you do. So why not do it? Oh, you're right, man. I got to do this. And then now it's happening.
But it's a good idea because when we talked about it, I had a few ideas.
Kevin wanted to joke me that I wasn't recording a conversation we had, and I laid the whole thing out exactly perfectly off the top of my head. He goes, I hope you wrote that down. You're recording, right? And I go, no, it's just we're having a private conversation. And he's like, fucking get your stuff out. So now I just write now I got pages of stuff, and I have to start playing it out. Well, but all signs are go, right? Right? I'm worth it. Here's the new microphone right here. I recorded something on here the other day that sounded so good, but I never sounded like that on a microphone. It caught my deep voice perfect, but with this loudness. And I realized, man, you got to spend time working with your equipment to get to know it, to see what you can do. Look up in the air, up to the sky. right? So you're okay. Worthiness, like, am I worth like the $400 mic?
Yes.
But then it's a dynamic range, so you don't hear me like this. When I grab that mic, it has a different feel on it. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is dope. And when you sing on that, it cuts out the highs, so it like squishes things back together. So are you worth it? This is what I mean. Well, what do you do? What is your profession, Frank? Well, I'm a shaman and I'm a music guy. Oh, well, what do you use for your microphone? Well, I used to use this. This is the old sticky mic. It's fucking sticky. I had this thing for 20 years. It still fucking works. And they're like, so you're going to use the same thing for 20 years? We're in the future now. So you're not worth it. You never upgraded in 20 years. And when you really think about it and you're like, oh shit, there's stuff that could make your life a little easier, a little more of a blessing. And it's like, yeah, man, you know what? Fuck this. I'm taking the shot. Kevin and I are really good. We have our things we have to work on and stuff. We never met each other in person. We did this all through the internet and getting to know each other. Really crazy shit, right? So there's stuff that has to be worked on. It's not the most amazing thing anyone's ever heard, but it's fucking dope. And dope is good. It's just like, oh shit. Oh, well, I plan on upgrading. He's definitely upgrading. He's awesome. So it just makes me want to do more. And then you ride that momentum in. Right? We have to break open our flesh suit and create and create and create. Right? You got to not rely on sigils and witchery and witchcraft and worrying about blood rituals and adrenochrome. Unless you know people, if you know about it, it's almost like we don't have to scream about it no more. It's going to come out. There's going to be a fucking giant I told you so. It's been happening. The last time Rich was here, he got so mad at me. I said, oh, every conspiracies all came true. He's like, no, they didn't. I go, okay, let's work back from 35. Like, I've never talked to Rich like that. I was like, okay, that now you're in my realm, kid. Because he's hyper intelligent. Okay. But if you can't see this happen, oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Someone's got to be a witness. Someone's got to observe the witness while the players react and the play plays out. It fucks me up too. I lost a friend to what was it, the day after Lieutenant Lady J. Hopper died. Nick dies of an overdose. The kid across the street from my house. We've talked about him on the show before. We've literally talked about Nick on the show. He's gone.
Sad.
A year younger than me.
Sad, but he's happier. He's happier than he was in life.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
No, but the situations, like my whole block on Lerding, the whole area, people died. Everybody died. I remember I told you all those houses with all those people died.
Yeah.
And then Nick's family went to their cousin's funeral, who was young and died, found their kid dead. I was like, oh shit. When I grew up, this isn't about, oh, you lost your friend. I had this really intense, because he's happy as fuck right now. I don't even mean to say anything bad about him. He is so happy. He's like, this is what you meant. I go, yeah, well, I told you 50,000 times, but you didn't want to do it. No, that's fine. They don't care even. Like, no, it's cool. Everyone who's passed, everyone came to visit. And one way or another, either already knew that I know that they knew and knew in this world, like William Whitecrow, when he passed, he showed up in the room. I started crying and he said, don't you dare cry. I said, Jesus Christ, on space rockets are taking our shaman away now. all the way to my buddy Chris, who screamed about Star Wars still being cool. I thought about my friend Frank. We talked about him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him in the store. I thought he was terrifying. To I don't know what happened to him. And me, him, and Nick used to play around the van. And around the van, we just ran around, tagged each other. We were little kids. And you could go under the van. If you could get on the van without his father kicking your ass, you could get on the van. But it was basically around and around and around you go, back the other way. And now one's dead. The other one looks like he's worn out of time. He looks like Skeletor. And I'm like, dudes, we're not even 50.
Scary.
I'm going the other way, though, even though I got white beard and stuff. Like, I'm doing things that younger people are, I don't know.
But
It's like we're going backwards, but gaining the momentum from our wisdom, and our intelligence is with us, but we get to live and do the things we weren't allowed to do maybe before because of this fucking place. So all this together plus a million more things in between that are so indescribable. When you hindsight 2020, the last month of my life, it has been filled to the brim.
Oh, yeah.
To the fucking brim with self-learning, triggering, and then letting go. Oh, you got to let it go. We can't be in here fighting over stupid shit.
No.
So you just you learn to just step away from the whole the whole thing. You got to just put your hands up and go, yeah, I get it. It upsets everyone. I just quiet, observe, look, be the watcher. And then fulfilling my destiny, our destiny together. That's what's important. The life of the creatures around us. God, I even saved a fucking giant mosquito monster from the bathroom.
They're not
I don't know
mosquitoes.
what it was terrifying. And I said, I went,
I know. I saw it in the
and then I didn't go to crush it. I was taking a pee and I go, God, what the fuck? And I went in the other room and I got the little cup thing and
I saw you.
well, that for me is a kill on sight regardless, but I stopped killing on sight unless it's a dead mosquito sitting right in front of my face and you just bit me.
Those black spiders.
Yeah, no, there are monsters you kill. There's no way out of this. I'm sorry. If there's a venomous snake in the living room and it's or a boa constrictor comes through the room and attacks Reggie and you're like, well, it's nature. No, get the fuck out of here. You're dead. You're dead. I'm going to have to kill you. Sorry. If a coyote came and bit one of the kids and took it off.
That man hissed at Teddy and I wanted to hit that man.
Then you got to shoot that fucking thing dead. But the coyote just needs to eat. That's my baby. There's a
well.
let's use common sense now. All right. You saw what I did the other day. Reggie was in the bushes. I didn't know what was going on. I came out of the house. I seen something was going on. And then it was Reggie was getting fucked with the bush. I came back into the house, grabbed a 2x4, walked right towards the bush and was like, I'm sorry, but you're going to die today. That's my
Reggie.
That's my Reggie. I don't know who I'm going to confront right now, but I got a 2x4 and I think I'll be able to handle myself. That's what I thought. I didn't have another thought. I was smiling. I was like, you're going to get your fucking ass fucking handed to you. That's what happens when you do that. Right now, what if that guy today would have thrown, because obviously we couldn't connect, but what if he would have thrown a kick at Teddy and said, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker?
Oh man, I would have been through that gate.
This is what I'm saying.
I would have been through that gate.
The only things that matter in this world.
Because I told you I saw through the hedges a cat that looked like Teddy, gray, like a gray spoof, swoosh. And then I heard he was hissing at it. And I went, Teddy, where are you? And then he went, oh, hello. But if he would have did anything else, I would have been through that gate like an animal. Yeah,
well, he owes me big time. So the last thing he'd want to do is get on my bad side for the animal. So all of these things, like my mother, she was like, oh, that poor family. And then she got in into it. Yeah.
It's
It's too deep. right? So then even she disconnected. She was like, yo, I don't. She goes, you going? I go, I'm not going. I'm not going. Doesn't mean I'm heartless or anything.
I know.
He's already been here.
Yeah, he's already come to see me.
You know, when my what would Mark be to me? Brother-in-law? When he passed, my brother's wife's brother, oldest brother, died recently too. And he came here. Right? He shows up and goes, he looks at me and I'm like, oh shit, it's you. Hey, what's up, buddy? And he goes, you knew this the whole time? This is why I was getting so upset with everything. I said, yeah. He goes, you knew this, exactly this. I'm looking at you. I go, yep. He goes, you could see me. I go, yep. I fucking told you 100 times and you guys made fun of me. 1,000 times and you said Frank's fucking crazy. He's retarded. Literally, I think that's the word you used, retarded. He's fucking retarded. That's, I think, how they said it. He's a fucking whatever. And I'm like, and now here you are standing with me. What do I say?
But what can you say?
Exactly. But I'm like, you get enough of those and you start to get hardened where you're like, I don't, is anything I do working?
Yeah, you wonder what it's all for.
Right. And then I turn
what
this
is it
on.
All for?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is it all? Thank you, Paula. Just sometimes you need to pull out the tooth. What's it all for? What are you searching for? Because there's a limited time, space, things to do, and then you're gone. And you're like, you knew this the whole time. And it's like, yeah, well, we're getting to know this. Why not do the right thing for you? Like, aren't you that when you find out that there's a whole world of people that can't, and then a whole bunch that won't, and then a whole bunch that just very few that just do, and then those people move on, and then other people, everyone's moving at their pace. So we're witnessing people that have 100 more lifetimes or more. We have people that have one more lifetime. This is the last lifetime. We have people that have 10 more that still are not quite there. They're going to go another round. So I'm not here to convince everyone anymore. I think we just had to make our connections from the ships. And even more so high, it's way more than that. But we're activating each other, turning it on, and now have to do it. And you're like, well, what do we do? And it's like, no, you have to do you now.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, like I can't tell you what the... Yeah. What do you want to know what the Galactic Federation said? I'm going to tell you what they fucking said. Della can type it into the room. Aya, including everyone there, was like, should we just fucking say yes to all your questions? This is ridiculous. Should we just fucking say yes to everything? I go, well, is the answer yes to everything? They're like, so far, yes. So I go, so I don't have any more questions because it all goes back to the same fucking thing. What more do you want? You have to achieve this now. You're going, when we go to 5D frequency, or you're going to be looking to go to 6, that's where you lose your body. So the higher you go, it's just the spiritual realms. We came here to get away from that, but there's this crossover occurring now. We're literally here for this moment now, where you could take your flesh suit and walk into it.
Yep.
This is amazing. But to do it, you got to do the fucking work. If somebody said that to you, wouldn't you do the fucking work and just do it? And they're like, well, what's the work? It's like finding out who you are.
It's scary for some people. It was hard for me. I was buried underneath there.
I know. I couldn't believe you didn't get the idea of the not working. It's so ingrained in you, though. But it's nothing. We all had it when I couldn't go back to work. They just took me out of work. I couldn't go back. And I was like, I had nothing. Like there was no tomorrow, next day. You got to do. But I felt like I had a million inspections to still do. I still had all the shit on my desk. It was like Frank just got hit by lightning and disappeared.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's fucking scary. But look where we're at now.
I feel like in a couple of years, the old me won't exist at all because I'll be that much further into this.
Paula, I
And
don't even know who you are.
Frank, it's okay. It really is. It's okay. It's really okay. But I'm not even the person I was a year ago. Now I just throw baby tantrums all over the place.
Della, that's what the release your program. Wait, Earth has ascended. We have to rise to meet her. That was what I was saying before. The heaven on earth. It's already here. The kingdom of heaven is here, but people aren't aware of it yet. Like the overlay has already occurred.
Right.
Like
we have to
unlock.
Yeah.
Right. So symbolism in Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness, no spoiler, but it's his third eye in the movie. This is your cue to literally, that's them telling you, whether you feel that it's the MK Ultra shit, they have to tell you the truth in it. And they're telling you, it's time to open your third eye. Art reflects life reflects art. And then you get Multiverse of Madness. With fractals and all kinds of fucking mirror dimensions of this, that. They're telling you what's going on. They're showing it to you. They made the Doctor Strange guys from the first movie fucking take LSD and eat mushrooms and then come up with how to make it look, because they couldn't make it look. Everything they did was cheesy. And then you see the movie and it's like, obviously someone smoked fucking DMT.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a fucking DMT trip. Literally exactly what happens, but your own individual experience. And then there's infinite experiences within there. So it's never the same shit. But we get to a point of singularity where, yeah, there's more. What do you want to know, though? You can look it up. You could just Google it. You want to know about Pleiadians? You type in Pleiadians. You want to know about this? What are they saying now? They're saying the same thing now that they said before. Get to fucking work. Do your work. What's work? You get to know you. Love you. Honor yourself. The people around you. Have compassion. Grow.
Look, I pollinated with this with this paintbrush because I watched it on a couple of YouTube videos, and it worked. Because we have 2 baby melons now.
Is that a baby melon? Yes, that's a baby melon.
I'm hoping. That's what I'm saying.
It went up pretty high to start fucking melanating on that high point. I have to put a bra up there and hang it.
I have the hook. I bought the hook. Let's see what happens.
Is that your melon sack?
Way to ruin it, Frank.
I think I made it funny.
Oh, you didn't.
Right? You have to release your fear now. You have to, not being in the in crowd in this time is probably the best thing for everyone. Just an overview, looking back, saying the less involvement we have, and the more we do for ourselves in a good way, and have a little bit of preparation and have a plan of something that we want to do, and then continuously make your way through it. Just like it's fucking Lord of the Rings, man. It's like Fellowship of the Rings when they're just walking and you're like, those are the times where you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
When you just walk in,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I can't even fucking think no more. I don't even know what's going on. I need to pass out and just too much work. That's the walk in, and then eventually you run into the wizard. Then you run into this. Then you run into that, and collecting things along the way. And before you know it, you're like, oh shit, I'm 10 feet in this already. I didn't even realize. And it's like, well, you've had the ring of power the whole time.
Yeah, I want to find my extra 1,000 square feet. That's what.
2,000.
2,000 square feet.
At least. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're taking this with us we're walking directly in. So there's no, I asked them, what does it feel like to walk in and whatever? Like, obviously I'm on the ship though. I see myself. That was fucking weird. And they're like, nah, you guys, a lot of us are projecting from the ship down and then come back up in the hologram because you're in the hologram. Nothing's real. None of this is real. You're in the hologram. That's why they're like, just have fun now, because there's stuff you're going to take with you and then realize you don't need none of this.
So much fun. This is so much like the dishes. Yeah.
Is this mine?
Yes, that's yours.
There's something that's happening if you're not doing the dishes in anger.
I know.
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. Fucking ice cream explosion. Enjoy it. It's a little thing. I know it's so stupid, but I got so upset the other day. We grew potatoes and then.
Oh my God.
Do we have them? Can I show them?
Oh yeah, I'll get them. Stay.
So
we found out we can't put tomatoes and potatoes together. So we had them in the tent together. And apparently you really can't put potatoes.
I mean, they were just next to each other. They weren't in the dirt together.
You can't. Apparently they do not like.
They just don't like each other. So everything looks beautiful, and it was time for the yield.
Oh my God. The most beautiful flowers, the most healthiest greens.
Anybody? They look like this one looks like a fucking blueberry. I said I would have gotten more if I would have just bought like a 10-pound sack of potatoes. It would have been cheaper, more efficient. I wouldn't have given a fuck. I'd be eating potatoes right now. I would go inside. You would show me what you grew, which is that. And then I would turn around and show you 10 pounds of potatoes and go, it would cost me $4.50. So
the bare root strawberries are doing good, though. The bare roots that I got from Amazon.
I literally almost gave up on life the other day because of that. I was so angry.
Understand. I remember I started crying and then I fell asleep. I was like, what is happening? Because the tomato plant in the tent, well, it's flowering, but there's no tomatoes. So we had to take the potatoes out.
I was screaming, you fucking 5 tomatoes, the nubs, have been green and growing for 3 weeks and haven't gotten bigger.
Yeah, there's one redwood now.
What the fuck? I was screaming at it, and then I'm like, okay, that's not the way to do it. Garden fairies are like, well, that's not good. And I go, I'm tired of you telling me that we're abundant, and then I grow that. I was going, that's scraps that they throw away in kids' plates. My nephew would be like, nah.
Frank, I don't even know if we can eat these because I mean they look like they're done. They're not yellow.
Should we replant them? See what happens?
I don't know. I think that's making it work too hard.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
It's literally what you do.
I don't know what to do. We have to take the string beans out because they're being totally neglected because they're underneath everything now. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. It was like last year.
Hog says to replant.
Oh, we can replant them? Put them back in?
Save them and replant. They will yield more next batch.
All right.
So this is delicious. Thank you so much.
I did have some brownies in there too in the freezer. They're regular brownies. We have frozen.
We made really great, very light THC oil, but it has like massive CBD. I made a container. What is it? The square containers?
Yeah, it's like 2 cups. Oh, 3 cups maybe.
Yeah. It's a lot, right? So you want to know what CBD does for your body? Like good CBD, healthy CBD. That like I literally had the plant and then did everything myself. Added the amount of THC, making it light, but just enough. And then I was using it randomly.
Oh yeah, I use it all the
time. And it's fucking great. It's just enough. You could squirt it in your coffee, your tea, your ice cream.
No, that's great. I'm going to replant them. I'm going to wait and then I'll replant them.
We were having like what do you plant? If you were like in New York, I got 5 acres of land.
You can plant anything you want on 5 acres, though.
I'm telling a story.
Okay.
I'm working my way back to you, babe.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had talked about growing hemp.
Oh, yeah.
And that an acre of hemp, right? So say you grew an acre or 2 of just hemp. And then you were supplying the Hempcrete guys for whatever price. I mean, you could
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever the industry does.
Think about the quick turnarounds.
Yeah.
Outside of even,
we can make our own paper towels and toilet paper.
Because we were joking, and then I go, this might even be easier and more efficient than Bitcoin mining. Like the joke was in there, because hemp would be like helping toilet paper forever. I was like, what if you put a setup right here and you made a certain kind of thing that was like industry necessary to do the next step, but you were small, so you only worked with small batches, but businesses are small and only working with small batches, right? If everyone had small amounts or nice size amounts, they could add to this industry immediately, and the turnover is like every 3 months. So that's ridiculous. So doing something like that might be more efficient than even doing some of the stuff we had been talking about futuristically, like planting certain plants and trees or whatever outside of our specific wants and desires. Like around the house, we want these trees and we want these specific fruits and vegetables. But outside of that, like, what can we bring back? And hemp keeps coming up. One of the favorites.
It does keep coming up. That and bamboo too, because they can do a lot with bamboo.
A word. Every time you say bamboo, I think Kung Fu Panda.
Do you really?
I think when he's standing on the bamboo sticks and he's trying to get the one thing from
the dumpling.
The dumpling, and he's like, what? All right, so everybody keep in mind that we're in the distraction zone 1,000%.
Are you okay?
Just step back, start enjoying life, tap in yourself, become your own book, right? Open the chapter, the color is right there, splashing you right in the face. It's time to make your moves, do your things, and get it done.
Speaking about being splashed in the face, do you want to talk about what you've been watching on television?
Anyone who hasn't seen The Boys, it's on Amazon Prime. Last night was the greatest episode ever. However, everyone keeps talking about the hero-gasm. That wasn't the best part of the show by far. However, it made it the most interestingly nasty thing I've ever seen on TV. If you have the balls to watch it, last night was the best episode ever. I suggest you watch it, but watch it as if you're at a Gallagher show.
Just watch it in judgment. It's even better that way, because I was judging the fuck out of it when I was watching it.
What is this fucking nightmarish?
And I'm looking at Frank and I'm like, the things I do for you, you know, like.
I had the best time watching that too. It was great.
Because I was horrified. My face was like this. It's a whole movie.
So it's about superheroes that take things way too far.
Yeah.
In a world of superheroes where they're created, corporate creates superheroes.
It's horrible. It's just horrible. It's not the Marvel universe.
No, it's opposite
whatsoever.
They have their evil Superman, Homelander, the evil Nazi Stormfront. Like, there's just crazy shit. But yeah, once again, genetic modification of your DNA created these characters, and then it's your little journey with them. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I'm being judged right now. I can completely feel you judging me.
I don't judge anyone. I just only when I'm watching TV. Don't push me away. No.
I haven't done that in a while.
No,
anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You don't have to.
I'm done. It's with 3
All
hours
right.
in.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I have nothing left to say.
All right.
I'm happy.
I'm happy too.
It's not about what anybody has to tell you. It's about what you can find out for you and do for you, and then add back to that puzzle piece back to all of us, right? That's really it. A lady of very few words, ladies and gentlemen.
I was just taking in what he was saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
do radio. How long have you been doing radio? 5 years. What? I thought you were going to say you started yesterday. No.
Feels like it.
Mhm.
Oh, he's singing. He's happy. now.
Singing now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I love you guys so much.
Love you
I'm
guys.
available for if you want to
Anything.
chat or whatever. I'll be available.
What's the mustache going on there?
I didn't shave. Do you like it though? I felt the wildebeest needed to come back.
I like
Well,
it.
we had the cold day the other day. It
Yeah,
freaked
one
me
day.
out. No, it was 2 days. It carried 2 days. Then that night it started warming up.
Yeah, no, that night it was great because it was
I
cold.
was like,
it was nice in
whoa.
the house, and then it was like,
Gooey, sticky. Cat hair.
This is life now. What are you gonna do? I just don't care. Oh,
I'm
he's
so
singing.
happy he's singing
I
right
know,
now.
He's singing. He's happy.
He was having such a hard time
He
before.
sings after he eats when his belly is full.
Yay! And I'll see you guys soon. If you get a chance, like I said, check out Sons of the Sun on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon. We're everywhere. But we're really trying to build towards the future of a beautiful new project. We hope that you would be there alongside of us, as we are also fearless. Remember to stay fearless, and the universe does reward bravery. My name's Frank Castle. That there's Paula Milo. Shh, the theoretical translator. And we'll see you next time.
I am.
Eating that pudding. Peace out.